It's the worst. It's quite possibly the most racist commercial of all time. Welcome.
What is it?
Did you see it?
No, I just heard it's the most racist, so I figured I'd better say I love it.
I'm not gonna play it again. Should I play it again? What do you guys think?
It's a little creepy. Maybe once is enough.
What did I play last week that everyone was like so offended by? I can't remember.
Was it your Biden video?
Oh,
This is more upset than offended.
Right. No. This is a Chinese sort of a Tide Pod commercial.
Nice.
You never saw it?
No. It's a like ancient Chinese secret.
I think I have to play it again.
I saw it before.
I think it was where the Tide Pod challenge started.
That looks very Chinese.
It's very, very
Yes,
Chinese.
yes, it is.
It's so very racist. So racist.
However racist, my fellow white people might aspire to be, we will never match the Chinese or the Japanese
Holy
for that
cow.
matter.
I actually used that as part of a video intro to here. Let me play the rest of it. Let's see.
What? You didn't see that coming?
I had too much fun cutting that. I did that last night, and it was just I just have too much fun sometimes.
What is
So anyway.
what's the mafia movie with Dennis Hopper and is it Christopher Walken? Yeah, it is Christopher Walken.
Hopper and
That's
Christopher
more
Walken in a
creepy
mafia
than
movie.
that. Christopher Walker as a mafioso?
Yes.
Hmm.
But Dennis Hopper is telling him the history of Sicilians, and that gets really racist.
New York. Is that the one? Is Denzel Washington in it?
Hang on.
Gangs of New York? No, not Gangs of New York.
No, there's King in New York, but that doesn't have Dennis Hopper in it.
No, but it has.
No, it has Christopher Walken. Yeah,
Right.
that has.
Anyways,
Christopher
hello
Walken and Lawrence
everyone.
Fishburne.
Welcome to Blacklist Universe on another lovely Wednesday evening. Sun's still out. Kids are just coming back from the pool over at my mom's place, and
Oh, that's nice.
I'm here making videos about various and sundry topics on the other channel, the Unapologetic
Lots of
American
video
Channel.
editing, right?
Yeah, I enjoy video editing.
The sacrificial channel.
You seem to have a knack for it. It must be hard getting all those clips together, though. Like, do you have to get DVDs and rip them off, or do you manage to find them online somewhere? Or?
Oh, everything's online. Everything's online.
Just need to know where to look.
Yeah, you just go to YouTube and you'll search for it, and then you do the YouTube to MP4 downloader, and then you clip whatever section it is you need out of it, and yeah, there it is.
Nice.
Yeah, let me show one that
it's called True Romance. It's called True Romance.
Oh,
yeah.
Don't play
Wait.
it. Don't play it. That'll get you.
No, I love that movie. I just don't
Ejected
remember
from the planet, probably.
No way. True Romance is like one of because Quentin Tarantino wrote it, but he didn't direct it. it's probably after Reservoir Dogs, probably my second favorite Quentin Tarantino project because I generally don't. I like his scenes, but I generally don't like his movies.
That makes sense.
Which people don't understand. It's like
No,
I think he's great at writing scenes,
Yes,
but he's terrible at weaving a story together.
that's an
I get
accurate
that.
summation. Yes.
Hail Lobster, unbreaded, rip, John Romita Sr. Yes, indeed. We are we're paying homage to John Romita. Where is Elliot? Elliot's all broken up about this. I
Aw.
personally I never paid attention to a lot of the Golden Age guys. I was not a big Jack Kirby fan. Romita, Buscema. I mean, I appreciate all their stuff, but I really came in during the John Byrne era. And so, like, from then on was my kind of shtick. But I understand that all of us stand on the shoulders of those giants. If there was no Kirby, there'd be no Romita. If there was no Romita, there'd be no Buscema. No Buscema, no Byrne, no Buscema, no Neil Adams, no Byrne, no Jim Lee, no Jim, right? It's just, we all stand on each other's shoulders. And
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah, it's crazy stuff.
Yeah. You can't underestimate what he accomplished.
Right. Kevin Ryan says Mike Romita drew the first Marvel cover that blew me away. 1974 superhero holiday grab bag. What year did I start collecting? I was in third grade, which made me 7 or 8 years old. Right, 8 years old. I started kindergarten at 4. So 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I was 7 years old when I started collecting. But that was the hell year.
Good
was that?
times.
Third grade was the 70s still, right? So
Were you a Punisher fan, Mike?
no, not really. I
Like
liked
the
him.
superhero?
I liked him in Daredevil. I liked him as a villain in Daredevil.
Oh,
But that
that
was
is
Frank Miller
interesting.
doing it, and it was friggin' Frank Miller was awesome. So what was that, Amy?
That's actually interesting. I mean, as a vigilante, he probably would be on the wrong side of the law more often than not. Is that how he ended up
Yeah.
in Daredevil?
Well, he started as a villain in
Yeah.
Spider-Man, and then he was
Really?
the villain
Oh.
in Daredevil, and then he somewhere along the lines he sort of became an anti-hero, or at least people started appreciating the sort of the vigilante craze was kind of early 80s, and it was when things started taking kind of a darker turn in the comics industry with like Watchmen and Dark Knight and the Wild Card series of novels, and people all I mean the whole industry started saying that it was like that
Wild Card was degenerate. That was some degenerate. Did you read those by your buddy?
I did a cover for one of the novels.
I read like
George asked me to do a cover for one of the novels once, so I did that.
but there was there was a Turtle Boy character, like the Great and Powerful
Yes.
Turtle.
There was a turtle. Yeah, he was was he one of the Jacks or something?
I think he was an ace. I think the turtle was
really.
An ace.
I drew a bunch of the. I drew like the different category: the aces, the jacks, and the kings and the queens. I think whatever it was, or is it just aces and I forget. But I drew them like George wanted me to do that for like the Wild Cards website or something like that. We're talking about George R.R. Martin, ladies and gentlemen. He's the editor of the Wild Card series. Kevin says,
some of the stories, but it was just a mix because some of the stories were wholesome and then others were just like, oh man, why am I doing this?
You're fading out away from your
Concentrate
on your microphone, Daniel-san. Yeah, because it's an anthology series of a superhero universe just held together by George R.R. Martin.
Was it a bunch of different writers then?
Yeah, it's a bunch of different writers in each book. I wonder if I even have a copy of the one I did a cover of. Let me look it up.
I think the first couple he may have wrote himself, substantially written. And then I think I think there was the Golden Boy, who was kind of like a Captain America's Superman kind of character, the Great and Powerful Turtle. There may have been a Batman-like
Christos.
character.
There you go. Death Draws 5. That's my cover. Present. Not sure how I can. I just put this like so small. Anyways, there's my cover.
There you go.
Colors by Etienne Saint Laurent. Yeah.
Oh,
Oui. Oh. My children are home.
Escargot.
Bonjour, children.
hey, my children.
Beef boeuf bourguignon.
I have no idea what that would be.
Bouillon. All right, let's look up some John Romita Sr. art.
See, he did. He invented the Rhino, right? He helped create the Rhino and a couple other villains. Right?
Mitt Romney.
Oh, you know what? Let's see what he's responsible creations.
And Mary
You know what?
Jane. Mary Jane was his.
You know what?
You'd have played
You know what
Mitt
I
Romney
feel?
on him.
I feel like
Poor guy.
this is the Mandela effect because I thought he passed away in the 90s. John Romita Sr.
You might have been thinking about John Buscema.
No, but I mean John Romita. I thought he passed away a long time ago because I never heard anything. I was talking this to Kevin. I said never heard anything of him or seen any art from him for decades. You know, like never saw any interviews or anything. And I've never seen him older looking either.
I never see any interviews of John Byrne. I don't sit here and assume he's dead.
Well, no, I mean, I thought he was dead probably for a while ago, but or so incapacitated or something. But yeah, I didn't know that John Romita is because I've always know everyone that talked about John Romita Sr. talked about him in the past tense. So I always thought he was passed away, you know, because his work.
Mary
was great,
Jane's
you know?
father, too, I believe.
All right. He created Adversary, Ammo, Anti-Venom, Arclight, Blackheart, Valerie Cooper, Edwin Cord, Dazzler, Ezekiel,
Oh, that's
Fenris,
cool.
Mickey, Fondazzi, I don't know who that is. Forge, oh, he created Forge. Don Fortunato, Gorgon, Justin Hammer. Hey. Hold on. We got one. We got one. We got a Sharpie Sharp. What's up, Sharpie Sharp?
Hey everybody. What's up?
Hello.
Hey, Kevin.
How you doing? How you feeling?
Not too bad.
Oh,
Not too
dear.
bad.
Okay, all right. I'll take it. Like a 7. That's pretty good.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, hang in there. Tomorrow will be an 8 for sure.
Oh, this
I hope
is
so.
John Romita Jr.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I'm like, yeah. I'm like, when I got to Hit Girl, I was like, Hit Girl? I'm pretty sure Junior created.
John Romita Jr. definitely created the modern or the original costume. I'm sorry, the original costume look for Wolverine with the whiskers and everything.
Oh yeah. Is
Yep.
that the brown one or is that the yellow?
No. It's the first one in Hulk 181.
The blue and yellow.
Okay.
Mr. Miller,
Yep.
pay attention. I
That
know,
original.
yeah.
And then it kind of went back to that a little.
I can't find a
Yep.
freaking list here.
I like the tan and orange or yellowish one.
Yeah, the John Byrne one.
Yeah, that's
That
pretty
was my
sweet.
favorite too. I can't
Yep,
find a
because-
list of what he created.
He co-created Wolverine and there's a bunch.
Did you say something about the Punisher? He did the Punisher?
Yeah, Punisher. Yep,
Yeah, that's my
Original-
favorite character.
yep. The original designs
Look at
for
that,
Punisher
nothing.
were him.
So
Yeah, it's right on Wikipedia. My God,
I'm on
you are the
Wikipedia.
worst. You are the
I
worst.
hate Wikipedia.
Let me put the link into the chat.
All right, you can just share your screen.
Yeah,
No, John Byrne isn't dead, Alpha Proto.
See?
Neither is
let's see.
John Bryan.
Seriously, though, I thought did he have like health problems? Is that what it was? John Romita Sr.
Well, I'm sure he had some sort of health problems. He died.
Well, he's
Oh,
in the
bullseye.
90s. He'd have to have health problems.
Nice.
Oh, there you go.
Nice.
Brother Voodoo.
Yeah. Luke Cage,
there's
the
a great name.
Femizons. The Femizons.
Nice.
Firestar. Nice. Richard Fisk. Vanessa
Oh, he did
Fisk.
Firestar?
Yeah. Oh,
All right,
Gladiator.
let's go through these again. So
All right.
we're all caught up. No A characters, ladies and gentlemen.
Huh.
All right. Brother Voodoo, Bullseye, Luke Cage. I wonder if he got any royalties from the TV show. Femizons. I don't even know what that is, but I really want to see. Femizons are. I have to look that up.
The
Femizons.
Femizons. Okay.
The first group to be called Femizons were the women of Femizonia.
Yeah.
Gynarchic future world. Gynarchic.
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 Is that like a Stan Lee term?
In an alternate timeline where women had become Amazon-like warriors ruling over male slaves. It was this woman that
this
produced
is the Snoo culture.
Thunder.
Death
thing.
by Snoo.
Oh, all right. Firestar. Nice. Nice. The Fisks.
Hobgoblin.
There you go.
Who is Gib? Oh, Hammerhead. Hammerhead was a great villain. I wonder if it'll show the Romita. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Looks like he's straight out of Dick Tracy.
I know, right? So cool.
Jonas Hero, Hobgoblin. Very cool.
Hobgoblin. I used to have the first appearance of Hobgoblin. That was my wife blowing her nose, just so you know.
Kingpin. Very nice. Man Mountain Marco.
Nice.
Is that just another? Is that another name for Flint Marco, the Juggernaut?
I think so. Let's click on it.
That'd be funny.
Marco? That would be Kane Marco.
No, that's Michael Marco.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but really similar. Oh,
He
that's
appears to
good.
have
brother.
no relation to Kane Marco, despite
Oh, okay.
similarities in surname physique.
Mhm.
Kane Marco is what's his face's brother?
Oh, did he have superpowers?
Xavier's brother.
It's not going to show.
Step brother.
The Masked Marauder. All right, going up to the Jack Monroe. Oh, Nova, Richard Ryder. I didn't remember that. Nova was great, man.
Yeah, Kevin's saying Romita Sr. did not create Nova, that Marv Wolfman did. But I mean, Marv's a writer. I don't know how good of an artist he is. He probably added some to it. Something.
The Rattler.
Rhino.
Wendy Robertson. Oh, okay. Robbie Robertson. Okay.
So we can look at these as guidelines instead of the actual.
Satana.
How do we make Satan into a woman? Who colors
He's actually got a pretty hot design there for.
Shocker. I thought
The
Shocker.
Shocker.
Yes.
I
Yes.
thought Shocker was created. Oh no, then who's the blue Shocker looking dude?
Oh, in the
You
movie?
know what I'm talking about? He's got
I don't know. I know that the Shocker's always been in that brown and yellow costume with the quilting on the bodysuit there.
I figured that was just like the movie version because they wanted to use blue for some reason.
no.
Yeah,
I'm talking
yeah.
about the one Eric Larson used to draw when he was doing Spider-Man. Was that not Shocker?
I don't know.
Maybe he changed the costume. So, you know, and I'm kind of seeing something that's jumping out at me because if I remember right, Romita Sr. started out in romance comic books.
Yep. Doing romance comics when they were just was it Timely or was it still Marvel doing the romance comics? I can't remember.
Tigra.
Oh, I thought it
Yeah,
was
there you go.
Ludes.
If that is, then
All right, I guess
Vulture,
we're drawing
the
Tigra tonight for JR's.
I always thought that the vulture
Oh,
was
are we?
like
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
the character is just so ugly, but it's like beautifully ugly. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a terrible design and awesome.
I think that was Ditko. I think Ditko did that before. I think anyway. I could be wrong.
Mary Jane Watson.
Oh, okay.
Hello.
Western Kid. Oh, that's right. He did westerns too.
Oh, nice.
And now westerns
Oh,
are back.
Oh, hold on a second. I'll be right back.
This just kind
Yeah.
of screams Elrod too.
Yeah, Marvel and Timely, they were all romance and Western comics and stuff before they were really, really into the superheroes. It wasn't their bread and butter for a while.
Kind of a funny thought, especially with a name like Marvel.
Well, originally it was
But-
Timely and Atlas Comics, I believe is what they were called
Okay.
back in
Oh,
the day.
Atlas. Like the ads that the old comics used to have, like in the back of them, or
Well, not related to that, but the same word. Yeah.
same word, but they weren't buying them out to save money on advertising.
Yeah, nah.
He who has no money just ordered.
Yeah, the Charles Atlas ads, I believe you're talking about.
Yeah,
Kicking
Maybe
the
it's just Stan Lee
sand.
doing a
you
romance
can stand
comic.
to people. Mm.
See Stan Lee
Juan
doing a
Soto
romance comic.
says Vulture was Ditko. All right, let's drill down on this. This is first appearance. First appeared and was created by Stan Lee and Steve Ditko.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Why is it on there? That's weird.
Maybe was he already there in '63?
Oh, he created a new version.
Oh, okay.
The second card. Okay.
Attack on the mid. It is crazy.
Because he thought Spider-Man looked like a bully fighting a wise and old man. Lee relented and brought the original back. I want to see the second version.
The second version. Let's see.
I want to see John Romita's version of
Well, I'm gonna stop sharing and I'm gonna look for
version of Vulture.
Yes, we do. You're lazy. That's all I heard.
But that's a pretty extensive list, and some of these he is clearly responsible for.
Yeah, this right here is the cover of the first appearance
And let's see,
of Hobgoblin.
he
I
was
had
the
that.
art director.
I don't know
yeah.
why I don't remember.
Oh,
And then, was this it? Was the young one the one he created, and then they brought the old one back?
Maybe. Possibly.
Interesting. Interesting. But yeah, here's the Femazons.
I used to hear the Femazons. I looked up and I saw this little cartoon of 3 vultures. I'm like, what? How did that?
Well, not everybody's going to be as memorable as the Shocker and Tigra and Luke Cage,
Firestar.
the Firestar. Yeah.
Mike, do you remember
What are them
the
called?
Spider
Battle
Friends
Axe?
cartoon?
Oh yeah, Spider-Man and his amazing friends again.
Yeah. It seems like Wolverine was on one of them, but for some reason he had an Australian accent.
Absolutely.
Right.
Kind of
That's right.
prophetic if you think about it.
Yeah, I guess so.
Hey. Fair enough.
Canada.
Did he draw Feminos?
I
You
don't
mean
know.
Femazons?
I said it.
What?
No, Feminos.
Hold on a
The
second.
thing at the very end. That box at the very end. Never mind.
Oh.
Never mind. Dead joke, for cripe's sakes.
All your jokes are dead pots.
Wow.
They're still
Wow.
going. They never had a chance.
How have you know I'm funny, man?
Yep.
Everybody thinks I'm funny.
All right, Melissa's drawing, so we'll just bring up her. Is that it?
Well, yeah,
Oh,
technically.
are we
Well,
doing drone and quarter tonight or?
Yes.
Well,
You're already
yeah,
10 minutes behind.
if you want to draw, go ahead. I mean,
Yeah.
Okay.
I have things to work on.
Oh, okay. I didn't know. I didn't know the context in which we were doing the tribute. So
Yeah.
I was like, I heard you say something about drawing.
Elliot said he would be here to draw too,
Oh, cool.
but not to draw. Not so you could see it. Let's see.
Let's see. This Space for Rent says, when I got into the Spider-Man comics, the Hobgoblin's identity was the big ongoing mystery.
Yep.
Was that Osborn's kid? Was he the original
Yeah.
Hobgoblin?
Yes, it was Norman. But that's spoilers.
Oh,
Or
spoilers.
Harry, you mean?
I mean, Harry.
Dude, he's ghosting you.
I know, right? Sheesh, this guy, Elliot Fernandez.
Wait, send me.
Siege is
Okay,
on
I'm
Brian.
not
Siege
gonna,
is
I'm not gonna
on
say
Brian's-
what he's doing.
Siege
Hey, I
is
got
on
a
Brian's
royalty check in from Marvel, from
Oh, yeah?
Disney. You guys want to see it?
Awesome.
Oh, cool.
I'm gonna go get myself a burrito.
Ooh, nice.
Ooh.
Did you get your royalty check? Oh, there you go. All right.
Hey, I got those too.
What was that for?
The exact same amount.
Big
Really?
baller.
Yeah.
This is for playing agent for Marvel Worldwide. Paying agent. This is for X-Man number 199. Wait, that can't be right. X-Man 1995. I don't know. HRIM trade paperback. HRIM.
I didn't draw that one. Take the check.
That's
anyway.
right. One of the characters that Mike helped to revise will be appearing in Marvel Pride.
What is HRIM?
Human resources?
That's
No.
that's the reference to the graphic novel.
Yeah,
Heroes.
it's a trade paperback.
Born in
Heroes reading intimate messages. All right. X-Men, Adventures of the X-Men, Fantastic Four, or FF. I would assume that's Fantastic Four. Wolverine trade paperback. Wolverine trade paperback. X-Force. HRA Vent. Oh, H Raven trade paperback?
Did you ever work on a Raven comic?
I don't
Don't
know
you-
what these mean.
Why don't you ask-
You want to hear something funny?
Some of them are obvious, like X-Man. Okay, yes, this one I got. X-Man.
ask the burrito guy.
And then FF, I assume, is Fantastic Four. So-
Burrito guys know everything.
The
Yes.
R2D2 for life says, hire a new colorist with that money.
Um,
I got someone helping me out already. Oh, what's up, Sharp?
Yeah.
Oh no, I was going to say, the itemized list that you have there, I
Yeah.
got mine for the same amount, like $10.53. But
That's
mine was
great.
itemized to just be for corrections that I did on some stuff for like the creative services end, like corrected this page or corrected this page. But it's the same number. So I wonder if there's some kind of glitch or something where they were catching up on something that they owed you.
Mm.
No. These are 4 cents, 4 cents, 4 cents, 2
Yeah.
cents, 4 cents, 9 cents, 47 cents, $1.40, 6 cents, 1 cent, and 1 cent. Which it says continued. It's not continued on here, but that does not add up to $10.52.
Yeah.
I'm
like
not
I,
one of them math orientals, but I can.
but it's so weird that it would be the similar amount though.
Yeah.
You and I would have a similar amount.
Yeah, it happens. What's the smallest royalty check you ever got?
Zero.
$2 and something from I think it might have been DC recently, like last year or something like that.
I got one for 48 cents from Malibu once. I
Oh
think
wow,
it-
you beat me.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one, the X-Men Extreme X-Men Omnibus, my stuff. Well, I can't get the spine in there because I'm too close. But yeah, my camera's too close. The thing is gigantic, so it didn't give me a lot of space.
Cool.
But this one they paid a lot significantly more since
Yeah.
I have 4 issues in there. It's my miniseries, so it's like 30 some issues of Extreme X-Men in here, and that came a few months ago. But I didn't get a check for it until later. Obviously, the way they do stagger the payments and stuff.
Well, this is one of the recent one. I don't know. It wasn't that long ago they did this one, and I have several issues in here that I did the pencils on. So it's in there somewhere.
Is your camera? Oh, okay.
Yeah, his camera's kind of janky.
Oh,
My
okay. So
camera's
it's not just me. It's like
Keep pausing.
freezing
Yeah,
at certain points.
Oh,
And
that's
not the
amazing.
flattering ones
It's
either.
frozen with like squinty eyes too, like
No, that's the
extreme
Star Wars.
Asian.
Now he's in motion. Have motion cam.
Yeah, it's probably because these kids are playing so many video games. It's taking all my bandwidth.
That could be it.
Gotta
Nice.
be the
It's like a-
video.
It's like a kaleidoscope. Do some kung fu and make the sounds because your audio is good.
Everybody was kung fu fighting.
I'm just glad it wasn't me because I know that if I keep my laptop on too long,
Good look at my face. I'm an Oriental.
Oh, that's awesome. It's frozen in your nose.
Frozen picking your nose.
Amazing.
I wasn't picking my, I was plucking a hair. There's a
What's
difference.
picking my nose and scratching it?
I was plucking a hair.
Well, that's better.
Yeah.
You was picking it.
I was plucking it, and I'm plucking it right now with the camera off. I need tweezers. Somebody bring us tweezers.
eh. But anyway, I got the omnibus in. I was pretty happy about that. I didn't know it was going to be part of the omnibus.
Show us your art.
It looks cool.
Oh, let me move this camera.
How much of that did you do?
I did all 4 issues, all interiors, not the inks, but the pencils.
Who inked you?
Danny Mickey or somebody in his studio,
Oh.
depending on
Nice.
who you believe. It's no diss to Danny Mickey. He was inking a lot. This was 2002? So he was really busy at the time. You know, there was
Yeah.
a lot of stuff, a lot of people. Like
Larry
a lot of,
Larry Stucker was probably in there
yeah. And oh boy.
picking up some slack for the mixture.
And shoot. Well, anyway, it's hard to remember. This was a bittersweet miniseries. I had fun because I was happy to be working with Claremont,
Oh,
Oh,
wow.
that's cool.
and then they had so many editorial changes or
Oh.
changes to the script. Originally, it was a 6-issue miniseries. When I got this, well, it was actually a 5-issue when I got the script, but the script actually said 6 issues, and then they changed it to 5, then to 4.
My goodness.
Yeah, so it was a little bit of a thing.
Did they have to shorten the storyline? Or did they just say, nope, more panels?
I don't know. I think at the time that it was, and this is speculation, and I don't mean anything negative to anybody. I mean, you could kind of figure out the time frame and what was going on, but I think they were heavily editing Chris's scripts anyway.
Mm.
And they were encouraging me to edit or to, as a penciler, not follow his scripts to the letter. They're like, if you need to change some things, feel free to go ahead. And I was
So
like,
they didn't respect his work.
no, it
Sorry,
wasn't.
they're not.
Well, yeah, I don't know. I don't want to. I guess you have to put it in a context from a fan versus a professional. And maybe at the time they were phasing out Chris as a writer, as the main writer of X-Men stuff. And I guess from that point of view, yeah, disrespecting it. But I was
That's
like,
crazy.
I was happy. And then they gave me his phone number, and I tried to call him a couple times. They're like, call Chris, and he never returned my calls or never answered. And I was like,
I
So
think
it
at
was-
that point you can change stuff.
yeah. yeah, I was just, I was having fun. I was happy.
It's crazy, man. That whole freaking industry sucks.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. Because, I mean, look at Kevin's stuff. Kevin should have been on a top tier book, like, regularly. And that's just kind of the nature of like, becoming known in the industry is if you're not, like, on the phone with an editor when a top book, like, somebody quits or dies on a book, then it's like whoever that guy happens to be, talking to at the time, or whoever is their go-to guy or favorite whatever, it's like that's who gets landed on these books.
Yeah.
And then, like, all this other talent out there just gets shuffled around from company to company to fill in to stopgap this project or that project, because we can. It happened to me forever until I got on Injustice, right?
Mhm.
Or actually until I got on DC Universe Online Legends. But I was just that guy, It's like, hey, do a couple issues of Wolverine, do some JLA. Although, I mean, I was the artist on Adventures of Superman until they started having me do JLA stuff, and then that's when I got blacklisted. But yeah, I mean, Kevin should have been somebody.
It could have been a contender. Could
Well,
have been somebody.
it's
All up to the freaking editors, and the editors a bunch of meatballs.
Yeah, I had a even. I mean, I had been pretty good with Marvel up until I decided to should not do any more creative services stuff. But or at least I started looking into doing other things, and but DC was kind of heartbreaking because I did everything by the book, and I still got screwed over by an editor, and it was such a bummer because there was a scene in an issue of Rebels where Starfire's teamed up with a alien Green Lantern chick that's not a very pretty alien race or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And they go to this planet, and this is right around the time of the dogfighting thing, the Michael Vick dogfighting thing. And I'll make it quick. I'm sure a couple of y'all at least heard the story before, but the script had references to the dogfighting thing, and they said to keep it on the down low. They didn't want anybody to know what I was drawing, or at least in conversation and emails, they told me to keep it on down low. In the script, one of the characters was shown Starfire breaks, and this other alien are breaking the women out of these prisons, and you open one of the cell doors, and one of the females of the alien species was in a dog rape harness kind of thing. Like they used the allusion to that. And I tried to draw it as sensitively as I could, careful shadows, things like that. But it's still obvious what it was implying, or it was obvious visually what the references to. And then I got in trouble for drawing it. And then the editor was mad at me because I accidentally included it. Like I had finished drawing that one, and somehow somebody got a hold of that, got mad at what I was drawing. They disavowed themselves of it, even though it was in the script. And then my editor got mad at me for sharing accidentally. I had the wrong page number in the file, and I sent somebody a sample of my stuff, another editor, and then he really got mad about it. And I was like,
"Who's
the accident? Huh?
Who's the editor?"
The editor was well, I guess it doesn't matter now. I mean, DC won't have anything to do with it, but it was Brian Cunningham.
I remember working.
Yeah, and
sounds like a prick.
Yeah, dude. I was like, man, I did what I was supposed to do, and even though it didn't sound like really on board, it wasn't like I could go to another editor and say, hey, these guys are trying to slip something there, and I was like,
yeah, dude,
in trouble for nothing, man.
Yeah, this James Hudnall said that they were a bunch of jerks too, because he said he would go into the DC hospitality room at Comic-Con, just say hi to some of his friends, and one of the guys is like, "This is only for DC talent," and he's like, he worked on all these DC books, and then
Yeah.
he knew him, and then they act like he shouldn't be there, and I'm like, he's like, "What? Are you kidding me?" He's a professional working, talking to people. He said that's how the attitude is. It's just like, and I can tell. I went to the DC booth a lot when they were taking submissions and stuff, and they were just seemed like real snobby. The people working there. Same thing with Marvel though. It seems like always is like a club. Maybe not even want to do anything for them, Like
They're very important people.
yeah, I'm like
Very
just making
important.
comics.
It's the hospitality room. They have free snacks.
It's a very exclusive club.
I went
it was just-
when I was in New York. I went to the DC hospitality. Was it, no,
Please
it was
keep
San
your
Diego.
hands off the Cheez-Its.
I think it was San
Cheez-It.
Diego. I went to the DC hospitality room. Maybe it was New York. I don't remember. It was one of the. No, it was New York. I don't know. I just felt like uncomfortable there.
Yeah, no, I know. I've been in those parties and stuff, and I'm like, I'm not going to these anymore. These people are phonies, man.
Was it? How long ago was it? Was it already the era of weird beards and male feminist?
No, not when I went.
Oh, for me, yeah, it was post. It was right towards the end of my con going. So
They're just snobs, man. A lot of people are phonies.
Oh no, you know what? It was after I'd already done the first or second crowdfund for Lone Star. So it was that deep in. So I was in the midst of Comicsgate and all that stuff, and nobody kicked me out of the DC though.
Oh my goodness.
Wait, some of that makes sense though, because you think about it, if you do a crowdfund,
Mhm.
if you do a crowdfund and it's successful, you're not beholden to that system anymore. You're stepping outside of it, right?
Mhm.
And I
At
could
that
see in professions, particularly like working for Marvel, DC, people like to have leverage over other people.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate, but once you have options, then it's a
Right.
little bit different, particularly if you've kind of stepped outside that system.
Then it's an unhospitality room.
Well, no, I mean, nobody was like stink eyeing me or anything. I just
okay.
felt uncomfortable, because I was so openly Comicsgate, and I knew there was so much animosity in general in the remaining professional spaces that I didn't know who would have any kind of
Right.
issue. But I just sat down with some guys I knew and talked to Ben Abernathy and Jim Chadwick, and those guys are always cool. So
Well, just so long as you don't touch the Triscuits and the Cheese Whiz.
I took all the snacks, dude. I was just stuffing them in my shirt.
That's strictly for the tail end.
If you eat the nachos, man, that would be it.
I got 8 kids to feed, y'all. I got 8
I
kids
might
to
have been
feed.
doing the stink eyeing here. It might be accurate.
Okay, so some stink eye. Did he just take all of the
I'll be
cheeses?
back.
Those.
Good night, Juan. Juan has to bow out.
I'll see you, Juan.
Why?
So, actually, going back, I was earlier in my career. The first, I did a miniseries for DC, and then like I said, I was just filling this, that, the other. The first real regular book, I was on was X-Man, and that was my book until what was that guy's name? Grant Morrison, I think. Grant Morrison got hired away from DC, I believe, and given free reign on all of the second tier X titles. X-Force, X-Man, Mutant X, just like all of them. And he was allowed to re-envision that entire group of comics. And part of his re-envisioning was putting all new creative teams on all of them. And except the only creator that he kept was Jim Chung on X-Force, because Jim Chung was like a freaking superstar already. So
Right.
it was like my one regular book. This guy comes in and freaking kneecaps me. I'm like,
Ugh.
thanks.
Dude.
And then actually right after that, I went and worked on Adventures of Superman. So
Well,
whatever.
blessings, I guess. It got you to the
Yeah.
right place.
No, but the thing that cheesed me off is while I was working on X-Man, I came up with a comic book based on the show Sliders, you know, where they go from
Oh yeah.
multiverse to multiverse.
Oh yeah. Uh-huh.
Some of you may have heard this story before. So I came up with this great story pitch idea. I even drew an illustration of the characters, which Marvel published. They published the illustration. So it was Nate Great, because it was my idea for what I wanted to do with X-Man, right? I wanted to have Nate, because here's the problem with X-Men. Everyone always says, we have no idea what to do with this character because he's the most powerful character in the Marvel Universe. He can freaking change reality, right? He's like so powerful that they literally can't do anything with him, right? So his, I was like, I have a perfect idea. Let's take him out of the Marvel Universe. So what my idea was, and I wrote this whole pitch out. So at the time, Mutant X was like the hottest non-X-Men title, right? Not non-X-Men title, right? Mutant X was like killing it. So, and Mutant X, for those who don't know, was Havoc got shunted off into a parallel universe, another of the multiverse in Marvel. And he was living his life. He was Marvel 616's Havoc in another universe and like living his life there, trying to figure out, you know, life and how to get back. And it was a huge hit. And I'm like, why don't we have Polaris come to Nate, because she knows that Nate is from another universe and she knows how powerful he is, and have her give him Havoc's uniform and say, can you hone in on him somehow, like a freaking dog sniffing a, you know, article of clothing. Yeah. Like through the multiverse and find him. And Nate's like, I don't know if I can, but you know, I can try. So he does, he tries, and it sends him to the Mutant X universe. So there we have like, you know, a 3 or 4 issue crossover, which brings fans over to X-Man, right? And then, you know, at the end of it, you know, Havoc says he has to stay there because at the time he was like, he'd adopted like Elektra's kid or something like that. And so he was like, he wanted to stay there. But the problem for Nate was that he had the things that could sniff out, that helped him sniff out Havoc in this universe, but he had nothing to connect him back to Marvel 616. So yeah, Alpha Proto, you're getting it. So instead, his natural universe jump is back to the Age of Apocalypse universe where he came from. And he's like, holy crap, I don't want to be here. So he grabs Blink and Morph from Age of Apocalypse, and they start universe hopping. And so I had I had pitches for different universes where you know different things happened, and like some universes where mutants were like completely accepted by everybody and they were just part of the economy and everything, and all of this kind of stuff.
So you would get to do X-Men What If every issue,
basically, yeah, or every arc.
Yeah.
And then so basically, this pitch was given Bob Harris. Bob Harris got the pitch from my editor. Blanking on his name. We were really good friends. I can't remember his name for some reason. Anyways,
yeah, great friends.
And then I got I know I can picture his face. He told me that Bob, didn't want to do that because he didn't want to step on Mutant X's toes, right? And so then I got the news about
Miller.
oh no, maybe it wasn't in that order. But a few months later, I got a phone call from my editor, and he's like, "You're not gonna like this news." And I'm like, "What?" He's like, "Well, there's a book coming out that's Blink and Morph universe hopping, and it's called Exiles." And I'm like, "Am I drawing it?" I'm like, "I created it. Am I drawing it?" And he's like, "No, they're having somebody else."
So
And I
who's
was
given
like,
credit for the Exiles?
What's his face?
So you can add creator of the Exiles to your list of accomplishments.
Let's
Yeah.
Google it.
It's what's his face from Real World? Judd.
No, him.
Judd, yeah.
No, Winnick.
Judd Winnick, yeah. Whom I have known since before he broke into comics.
Really?
So I get the feeling, Judd wanted to do something. I don't know how this all happened. All I know is I came up with that entire freaking story. And
see, he didn't like.
And I didn't do it.
He didn't
I didn't tell Judd, but freaking Bob Harris knew point blank.
Yeah.
Right? And so I think,
Well, that's what they did to my brother and I for Humanoids. We did a story. We pitched them a story when I first started doing some work for them, and we gave them a whole synopsis sheet, and they turned it down. And then the book I ended up doing with Chuck Austin was based off of that. Like they took it and just told him to write something like this, and he probably didn't even know. He just wrote something in the vein of what they gave him a synopsis, and I'm like, gosh. Yeah, and I was like, what do I do to my brother? Because my brother's one who came with the story, and I'm like, well, you need work, just do it, But yeah, that was pretty low. I was like, jeez.
Yeah, there's no shortage on, dirty people.
Yeah, man, that's the business. They take your ideas. That's why people go, don't be paranoid about people taking your ideas. And I'm like, they do take your ideas. It's not like, will they or could they? They do.
Well, here's the thing. If you only ever have one good idea, then that's just being lucky.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
I've had multiple ideas taken from me.
Mike, check this out. And I had never read the Exiles entry on Wikipedia before 2 minutes ago. Exiles was created after a period of development aimed at creating a new what-if book for Marvel. In an interview, Raked speaks of the Exiles' early origins. We were eventually going to visit some alternate realities and flesh out some stories. We were attempting to give the readers a what-if X-Men book. Eventually, that idea shifted into a Quantum Leap type thing, where Blink, Morph, and maybe Sabretooth from the Age of Apocalypse would join some of the heroes.
And can I add a little bit of context to that too? Because it may not say it there. Is that Blink was really hot off of Age of Apocalypse.
Yeah.
And they wanted to find something because I guess they, obviously I don't think they expected her to be as popular as she was. And I'm sure they wanted to find a vehicle to insert the character in too. So, you had a confluence of all these different things going on at the same time. And then here comes that pitch or that idea. And it's like, oh, let's go ahead and put her in there.
It's a great freaking idea.
Yeah.
You said your sketch of it got published. What did that get published in?
I'm trying to see if it exists online. It was like, it was in the back of a book. They didn't even color it. They just left the black and white. But I can't seem to find
X-Men?
it online. No, it wasn't in X-Men. It was in something. You know what? Let me look on Comic Art Fans.
He has 144 feet. Why?
I might have it on Comic Art Fans. But yeah, I drew them. They were all in like the sort of the Jim Lee blue and yellow X-Men costumes. You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Mike or
Is that spread full out cover?
It was the ones they were wearing during the Shi'ar. They went back to the Shi'ar homeworld or something. That little arc of gems.
Was Xavier?
It was like a triple gatefold cover.
Where Xavier can walk.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Chris Claremont, man, was the best X-Men writer, I think. He's so good.
If you remember the name of the comic book, I might be able to find it too.
yeah, I don't remember because like I said, it was just. Oh, wait a second. It was.
I got him.
Shoot, what was the book with Calabas? Was it Calabas?
Caliban.
Caliban. Hi, Elliot. I feel like I remember
there he is.
Caliban being on the cover of the book that it was.
What's up, y'all?
What's up, dude?
Can you keep wow?
Mike missed you. Like a lot.
I know. I could tell.
Weeping, crying, gnashing of teeth, sitting ashes. Exactly.
I didn't tell them why you weren't here.
Shut up, Mike. Look, man, let's just say I had issues.
Issues that required tissues.
Listen, man.
Oh man, you had to rhyme. You looked
shut
at the
your pie
rhyme
hole.
and found it.
You shut your pie hole, mister.
Was it an emergency
I will not
jazzercise
comment.
session?
Yes, it was. Shut your mouth.
Diabetes meds, you can do that, man, or whatever.
I'll shut my pie hole. You shut your cornhole.
Whoa!
X-Force? Was it
Wow.
X-Force?
Wow.
Cable?
I don't need to take that abuse from you.
I don't know. I'm looking for images of Caliban that. Oh! Uncanny X-Men annual number 18. Uncanny X-Men annual 18. I think that's the one that it's printed in the back of.
The fact that you know.
What are you guys talking about?
How I created Exiles, but they stole it.
Oh, my bad.
How dare you?
I knew that was going to happen.
Did you create Exiles?
I know, Mike's always
Uncanny.
creating stuff that's getting taken.
Mm.
It's his fault.
He's rubbing salt into his own wounds.
I know.
PDF. I'm just gonna look for the PDF.
It was that one time that I did that thing that they took from me. You know, whatevs.
Yes.
Well, I told the whole story.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
All right.
Yeah. It's like my cornhole. Thanks.
Are you looking for the torrent?
Dude's actually cheating.
Something
Ed?
like that.
Something like that? All right. I think
Should be
that's the
noted.
one. If you look in the back.
Should be noted that corn is a major crop of this country.
Shut up, please.
It is.
I may not be done. Shut up. Anyway.
Oh no.
Fatten everybody up.
Jerks.
All that
All of you are jerks.
high fructose corn syrup.
May I recommend fiber and
I cut fiber. That's my problem. Anyway.
Too much fiber. It's like
All right.
clogging up the highways with extra cars.
Stocks.
I
can
think
be
I've
made-
got the annual. Where did they appear?
It would have been towards the back.
Stalks can be cut down, ground up, and made into cellulose ethanol. And the pipes, when mixed with plaster, can be made into, or the cobs mixed with plaster can be made into pipes,
Well, there you go.
which was a common thing out on the frontier.
Shut up.
What are you saying, man? What are you saying? God.
He wants you to.
Why is
Oh, never mind.
What?
It's just saying it's better to be a cornhole than a pie hole.
Wow. Wow.
Wait.
Said, you know, put
What?
in a better spin on things.
What?
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Elevate, lifting you up with facts, history,
Lifting
stuff.
you up.
Okay. Let's see.
So what's up, everybody? How's everybody doing? Hey, I'm getting ready for Heroes. I'm leaving tomorrow.
Heroes Con.
Yeah.
Get the heck out of town.
Where is
That's
that?
my first time going back after several years, so I'm pretty excited.
Now,
That's
where's
East Coast,
HeroesCon?
right?
It's out in
That's in North
Charlotte.
Carolina.
Yep.
Whoa.
Charlotte, North Carolina.
North Carolina. Hey, Kevin,
B.
Yes, sir.
Joe Fest was amazing.
I would love to have done that show just to see what it's about and all.
It was like going to my first convention ever.
Oh, cool.
It was just like that. It was the best. The best.
Good.
experience
Page
I've had yet.
64, you've got a pinup in there.
That's it.
Oh,
Bring it up.
Look at man.
is this the one you created, Exiles, in the pinup?
I created it as a full pitch to Bob Harris.
That sounds like
Well, obviously he liked it.
there
Successful in that regard.
you go. People like your stuff so much they take it.
It reminds me of this guy was telling a story about doing a pitch to a network television show, and he's doing a bunch of execs, and he told this joke, right? It didn't
Jason
get a big
Lee,
laugh or anything.
By the way,
And then all of a
that was
sudden,
my edit.
this big dude, bigger guy, came in, did the same joke that he did, and everyone else started laughing. And he goes, "Hey, I gave that joke earlier." And the guy goes, "Come on, man, don't be that way."
Mike, I'm going to send it to you on Discord because I've got
Okay.
to punch out here in a second, I think. Is this what you were thinking of? And then just put it into your Discord. All right.
Oh, no. That was my original cover of Cable, which wasn't used.
That's
Okay. I knew I had something from there. I mean, in there. Darn it. Now I don't remember where it got published. But I'll share this anyways.
Do you think you still have the drawing?
No, I sold that a long time ago.
Ooh.
So this was my cover for Cable. Cable number 12. I wrapped up the first year of Cable. That was my first book at Marvel. See, that's 1994 down here.
Cool.
And I actually
That's
had
really
had his, like, you could see his like tech underneath his arm being burnt off.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, that's
more
cute.
detail.
Because they still hadn't explained. This was before Gene Ha and the techno babble stuff they did.
So how many colorists did you go through in order for that picture to get actually finished?
So which character is that with the ninja dude? Of this?
Senkaya, I think. Which
So was that your
character.
choice? Was that your choice to do the characters, or did they tell you what characters that for the pinups you're supposed to do?
This wasn't a pinup. This was a cover for my book.
Oh, the one that you're pitching.
Cable number 12. Oh, no. This wasn't the pitch. This was for Cable number 12.
Oh,
It's funny because this book, this annual was published in July 1994. No, that's right. So yeah, never mind. But yeah, this came out in 94.
that's cool.
Drawn in 94, published in 94.
It's almost 30 years ago. Mr. Miller, I need to say good evening.
Say it then.
All right. Good night, everyone. Have a wonderful evening.
Night, brother.
Go ahead, Edwin.
Good night.
Good night. God bless.
Dang, now I'm kind of irritated. I want to find that
Which one
thing.
is it? I'm trying to find. I'm not. This has slipped off. Hang on.
How's the next Shadow of the Conqueror coming?
I got 3 pages left.
Dang.
3 pages, and then I'll be coloring the rest of Lone Star
Nice.
with the help of someone in the chat.
Hey.
I get by with a little help.
I don't know if they want to be outed.
Hi, Zach.
Zach, so cool. Hi. Lisa.
That looks great, Kevin.
Yeah, that is cool. Is Starfire in a Batman comic?
Kevin, you're muted, just so you know.
Yep, there we go. I was muted. Wah, wah, wah. Thank you, Elliot. I appreciate it. And to answer your question,
She
I
should
don't
be.
know. She's in Teen Titans, and they're kind of adjacent to Batman and the JLA. So
Sure, with Robin.
I didn't have any JLA sketch covers. I was like, this is the closest I can get.
It kind of looks like there's stars on the Batman logo, so I thought maybe Batman was going into space.
Yeah, there's some kind of weird graffiti texture thing splattered.
Oh, is that what that is? Oh, okay.
On the.
I like the way she says that. Going into space. I'm suspicious.
Space, maybe?
Yeah, if it wasn't for my health problems and everything that happened the last couple of months or so, well, actually, what has it been 3 or 4 months that I've been dealing with it. But and then we had a car issue. I won't even get into that. It's a long story. But we had to get another vehicle.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, so I would be doing Heroes Con and be able to meet up with Elliot, but I just couldn't make it work.
Yeah. They had different ideas, I guess. Well,
Who's on the rocking chair?
The next show you'll be all better.
Yeah.
And
Dang it, Mike.
What?
You keep pointing out my flaws.
You just seem very active in that chair. So.
Because it's a terrible chair. I want to get a new one, but they're expensive.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, getting any decent ones.
Exiles #1. The saga begins here. Yay.
I'm just going to mute myself.
Single up focus?
But it has character.
Huh.
I wouldn't even mind Judd Winnick writing it, but I mean, they just stole the entire thing from me. It's just not fair.
I mean, like a creaking chair brings up reminiscent of back in the old days when they used to use typewriters to type out copy at major newspapers and stuff like that. You know, hard-boiled news reporter guy.
Is there a point at some point in this?
Well, what the hell are you talking about?
I know, exactly.
Those typewriters made really cool sounds.
You know, you
too.
try and elevate somebody and you take nothing but crap for it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and Amy gave us the hookup. She gave me her employee discount.
Oh, sweet.
You know Amy, sweet Amy, the girl. She's like, hey, Becky. I was like, hi.
Cool.
Gave her
Becky
gave us
got
a
me a
discount.
milk tea.
A what?
It's like over $2 discount.
Milk tea?
Oh, milk
Oh,
tea.
yum.
Okay.
Yeah, what'd you get me?
Wintermelon.
Wintermelon green milk tea, yeah.
But then what's funny is I'm like, I know this is weird, but I gave you a 15% tip. She started laughing. So it was like 11.
That's nice.
Well, she is really sweet. I like the thought. That's why. But
And,
she giggled and she thought it was sweet.
You know what else? She got me some In-N-Out.
No.
You guys are so cute.
Well, In-N-Out was like
Newlyweds.
In-N-Out was super bad. Everywhere I went is super bad. The roads are
No,
super.
wait, what's going on here?
I don't know. What's
I'm
wrong?
trying to. Here we go. I had put it so I put the volume up here.
No.
She got Chick-fil-A. Sorry, Chick-fil-A.
So you're gonna run out and shine somebody's shoes afterwards?
I've made that mistake while I was at In-N-Out. Oh no! While I was at Chick-fil-A, I asked for a double.
Really?
Yeah, it was super hectic.
She said it was super busy at
Like I was
In-N-Out.
still in the main road trying to get into In-N-Out, and it wouldn't move for a very long time. My
Whoa.
car was piled behind me. I'm like, you know what? Screw this. So I just like went
Chick-fil-A it is.
through it. I was like, I'm gonna try Chick-fil-A. Then their parking lot was packed, I was like, you know what? I'm parked at DC. So then I just walked.
That's who usually is busy. Is out here in California is Uno always has a line, and Chick-fil-A always has a line.
Chick-fil-A was super packed. That's probably
Good for
also, it's
them.
graduation night, I think, too. Because there was
Oh,
like,
for some schools, yeah.
the graduation
That's what it
gown,
is.
Like 2 people did.
It's the teeny boppers.
Teeny boppers!
Joseph Peck, milk tea.
Yeah!
I used to drink tea all the time as a kid.
Caffeination.
I think Elliot is snoring.
Creepy. What are you talking about?
Oh, is that not you?
No.
Oh,
Maybe
is
it's my
that Pot?
chair.
I was chuckling. I was snorting.
That's what it was. Smart.
I mean, for Christ's sakes.
We're chortling.
Maybe it's
Chortling.
my chair again.
Your chair is snoring.
My chair is snoring along with his chortling.
My chihuahua
see-
snore.
Just so you know, Mike, Eric Hawkins is upset that I talking too much on your show. Because he's jealous. I don't talk that much on Drawn and Quartered Fan Edition.
Oh.
Well, that's because you guys got like 30 people on there.
How do you know it's there?
Yeah, and Chester.
How do you know it's there?
I don't want to get in the way of Chester.
Chester
promoting
keeps
the
a
comic.
tight leash around your.
Well, no, 9 times out of 10 he's talking about the
Hello, A.S. Brunette.
pomegranate.
Brunette.
Bruner.
Brunner.
I like that, Bruner.
Poor Alpha.
He's from the Drink with Crazy.
Oh, yes. Zach says, "Hi, Mike. I found some trading cards from Magnificent Seven today. Completely lost track of them."
Oh, that's nice.
Fun.
You know, that's something. If I manage to get Unapologetic American up and running, and I mean it's up and running, but if it does as well as it did last time, but it doesn't get canceled, then I don't know. I might do the Return of the Magnificent Seven or the Magnificent Seven Rides Again.
Oh, that'd be nice.
That would be awesome.
That's
But
cool.
it would be
name.
a different crew. Wouldn't be the same guys.
And you'd be able to do it on funmycomic.com.
Yeah.
Oh, I'd do it on Kickstarter.
Dude, the frickin' shadow ban you on that.
Yeah.
They didn't shadow ban it the first time.
Really? That's impressive.
They'll
You didn't
shadow
get any
ban it.
flags?
No, you know who did?
Indiegogo, yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
No, Kickstarter is much less aggressive about that sort of thing than Indiegogo is.
How strange.
Oh, I thought something had happened. Like they took your thing down, your campaign down, or something. I can't remember. I'm sorry.
No. Mega 7 Rides Again. Do it. I'd have to come up with a great story. I've been coming up with some good stories lately.
Yeah. Those were fun. We never just come up with an idea and just make stories.
Yeah. Dude, that Little Mermaid, I just thought about on the fly while I was responding to you on that video. And I'm
yeah?
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
Do a version of the Little Mermaid, but the mermaids are sirens, right?
Yeah,
and
basically.
so they draw sailors to their deaths on the rocky shores. And so when she falls in love with Eric,
played by Dean Cain.
Yeah,
played by Dean Cain.
So Eric is a widower, played by Dean Cain, whose family was killed by Ariel.
Oh yeah, because she could be like 250 years old.
Right. So it's like he's like on shore maybe or something, waiting for because that's what people would do. They would go first, and then they'd bring their families over. And her family's coming over, and her ship was driven into the rocky depths of death and despair and all that stuff. And then, or it could have been the same ship, but then it would have been too quick, right? It would have been too you don't get over your wife dying and then fall in love with a mermaid like the next day.
Yeah. There'd be time.
I don't know.
It'd have to be like it needs to be over a year. It'd have to be over a year.
Yeah.
Right.
I guess if the mermaid, if it were a siren, she could be using her magic or something like that. But if you want to have the mermaid be a sympathetic character, then that would be different.
Well, that's the thing. She doesn't have her voice anymore, right?
Oh, if she traded it for legs, that's
Right.
true.
You got to maintain a lot of the story, but you just give it that gnarly, dramatic twist where she murdered his family. And then after he falls in love with her, that's when he finds out, and she doesn't. And then it becomes a total tragedy of a story where, like, he's trying to kill her.
It took us
I
a
don't
while
know.
before we realized you can't
Depends on
bring
which
us
way you want to go.
that kingdom.
Right.
Took us a while.
And
What?
then it took in the original book. They're talking about how they kind of like, oh, it'd be fun to have humans down like when he originally fell off the boat in the actual book or the short story. And she was like, oh, great, you can come down to our palace. And she went, wait a minute, that's right. You can't breathe down here. So she was like, yay, you're going to come see my garden. Wait a minute. No, that doesn't work with these. And then she swam down, got him up to the surface. So, like, well, to be fair, that was before we figured out you guys didn't like water,
Well, considering that they're sirens murdering all these different people, we'd have to change her mind on that one. Why did she murder his family? Because that's what sirens do, Alpha Proto. They draw ships to their doom.
And sailors.
With their beautiful voices. That's why mermaids have beautiful voices. So they can draw ships to their doom. Don't you know the lore?
I wonder if
that's not a good reason. That's Greek mythology. Get over it. That's the whole thing about sirens.
Oh, yeah, as opposed to the Hans Christian Andersen version of the story. Yeah, there's sirens and there's
But it just so happens that this particular siren falls in love with this particular dude, right? Like,
and she's like, great.
It's just chemistry at that point. She sees this guy and she just head over heels, doesn't want to kill this particular human, falls in love with him, trades her mermanity for
merman, Dad, merman.
Mermanity, like humanity, but mermanity, right?
Yeah.
And then and then you could have it be what's the octopus lady?
Ursula?
You could have Ursula be the one that tells Eric that she's the one that murdered her husband or her family, his family.
Played by Patton Oswalt.
There you go.
There you go.
It's funny in the in the Hans Christian Andersen's telling of the story, she wanted as much as anything to become a human so she could have an immortal soul. Because mermaids in her story, they were long lived, but they turned into sea foam, and she wanted to be able to go on to heaven like humans could, but that's just they weren't. They were sirens.
Look at your camera, dude. You're like she's belly dancing.
That's kind of cool. It's like it's on a flag.
That's weird. I don't know what's going on.
I'm assuming there's not an earthquake where you are.
No, but that's a great animation for that figure.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, dude, strange.
How hot is it in your room?
It's not. There's an AC going and everything. That's crazy.
I'm not saying it's hot in my room, but some hobbits came by and threw in a ring.
How is Jeff a good writer? Jeff? Yes.
Yes, I am.
I mean, no.
I'm fantastic.
I never say anything nice about Jeff on my stream, so no, he's terrible.
So you can take that as the exact opposite.
But Jeff, you want to write that book?
Yeah.
What book?
He's gonna pretend he wasn't listening.
It's The Little Mermaid, dude.
That'd be better as a screenplay.
Okay. Do you want to do the screenplay?
Well, it'd be better as a comic book first, and then a screenplay.
Yeah, comic book.
Yeah.
So that's Mike's department. Knock yourself out. Just making sure it's Dean Cain.
I'm gonna knock you out.
Dean Cain and Patton Oswalt.
There you go.
All right, let's flesh this story out. As long as we're bringing Dean Cain into it.
You got to, right?
Okay, I gotta write this one down.
So we can play with the original story, which Amy seems to be very familiar with. And we can't base it on anything to do with the Disney stuff, so it's got to be based off the original, but then twisted into a Twilight Zone version where there's sirens murdering.
It's funny. I was
innocent
reading the
people.
description of Ariel. Well, the Littlest Mermaid. Anyway, and they were pretty clear on a lot of different aspects about her appearance, but they didn't specifically mention her hair color. Like they mentioned her rosy complexion. I think she had blue eyes. But I was kind of like, but what color is her hair? I'm like, and where did they get the idea of red from? But they mentioned that all of the little mermaids, her and her sisters, and the sisters played a much bigger role, like a much bigger role in the original story.
Good. Because you want that.
You do, absolutely.
Yeah,
they were the
because they're
ones
like-
that actually got. They were the ones that gave her the knife to kill her fiance. Well, not her fiance. The guy that she liked in the last chapter of the game, of this game, of the story. So, yeah, they're kind of. They're a little extreme. But Ariel had her little garden.
because they're sirens, right?
Right. Mm-hmm. And they're kind of like,
they're not good people.
Yeah, I mean, they weren't. They were trying to save their sister's life, so she made a bad choice, and it didn't really work out. But it was less about Ursula trying to make everything fall apart for her, which I think was kind of interesting. But I guess a comedy of errors. But anyway, the different mermaids had different gardens that they could plant. And her garden was filled with little red flowers. So that's probably where that color came from to associate with her.
Right.
Because whenever they talked about her garden, it was always, she only had this one kind of red flower that she liked, and that's the only thing she planted there. So I'm like, okay, that's where they got the idea for red being such an important color for her. So I'm like, okay, interesting. But then you could probably do that by just having her have like a red flower in her hair. That would be, accurate for.
Where are these gardens? She's under the water.
I know, right? But I guess it was like little sea flowers, because there's sea flowers and sea trees and fish swimming amongst them. So it was an imaginative description of what the sea floors were like. But there was a castle, and that's where everybody lived. And there was a big, like the courtyard was cut off into many different small sections, which each of the daughters could have for their own little garden. And like they weren't allowed to go to the surface until they were grown up, which was by their time 15. That's how they missed it. Then you were old enough to go up to the surface and see what was up there.
I agree, Comics Bear. I agree.
Gary Busey plays Eric's father.
Okay.
The king.
There you go. So that's a good option. But yeah, so her garden was all of those red flowers and a statue of a human, like prince, that had fallen off of a boat. And that was right in the middle of her garden.
Of Dean Cain?
Yeah, it could very well be.
That's what it is. So she's been obsessed with this particular face.
There you go. It's been in her garden. Or like if it had been like, I mean, she's supposed to be 15 in the book because.
No. Okay. So the statue was coming over with his family. When she crashed that ship and killed his family, that's when she got the statue. Right? And she pried the little dead child who was holding onto it off of it. And
tossed him.
Ate him.
Okay.
But yeah, because
Don't eat.
I think we're crossing our Greek mythology and Hunch Christianity just
a little bit.
One of the grimmest rom-coms I've ever watched. Anyway.
Yeah, just a little bit there.
Wait. I'm not sure we're going rom-com with this one. Although you never know. There's always a good bit of comedy and a good drama, right?
There you
and
go.
A good bit of drama and a good comedy. So they crashed ships to eat the people on them. Do you know nothing about fish and sea life? They eat any kind of protein floating around in the ocean, they'll eat it. You throw a dead body in the ocean, it's fish food.
Well, that might be. But I don't
Right?
know what really mentioned.
Oh,
much
you
of-
know, no. You know who would actually eat it? The crab. So you could
Well,
have you know, Eric's
there
kids
is a
down
sea
there at the bottom, and
witch.
Sebastian's down there, like picking at the kid.
There
'Cause-
there is the sea witch is in the story, and so are all the little creatures at the bottom of her garden, and they were always trying to. Oh, now that was really scary. The garden you have to cross to get to the sea witch's cavern. That thing is because it's everything terrible that falls to the ocean floor ends up there. So if you're gonna have somebody who is trying to do that, probably the sea witch.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know about the statue thing. I think I'd rather have Ariel see the face of the sailor in one of the flowers, kind of like somebody sees the image of Jesus in a cinnamon bun or something like that.
Okay, Jeff, you're off at this one.
What?
Maybe that wasn't his
The
goal.
statue is perfect. She falls in love with the statue over the course of the year.
Yeah, but the kid,
right?
the statue,
And then when
is the statue's the
then
grown
when
sailor?
when she crashes his ship, right? Because he's trying to, I don't know, go back.
Why would
whatever.
she
He's
fall
on
in
a
love with
boat. He's a
why
frick-
was anybody
he's on a
make
boat.
do a
So he
statue?
crashes-
Why would anybody do a statue of a sailor who's an orphan?
He's not a sailor. He's a prince.
That's true.
What are you talking about?
Whatever.
This isn't the
okay.
other story. This is
If he's going across the ocean, why would the statue be going across the ocean? Why would the statue be with him?
Why did the Statue of Liberty cross the ocean? To get to the other side.
The Statue of Liberty crossed the ocean because it was in frickin' France going to the U.S.
And it had to get to the other side.
There you go. Maybe there was some kind of like a crown colony that's maybe the prince wasn't that crown prince. There's like he was receiving a principality, like an island somewhere, and he sent and maybe he had to settle business with members of court, and he sent his family ahead of him.
His family is from the other country because, like that's what they did. They married princes to princesses in other countries, right? So they were in the other country, say it's France or England, whatever it is. And then, coming back over with a gift from her family, which was the statue of him along with her kid. And then,
So he's married the princess to be a citizen of the next other country.
There actually is a princess from another country in the book.
Oh, okay. So now we got a love triangle. I can correspond to that.
Well, not really, because she's been murdered.
Oh, I
How did that
meant in
happen?
the story. There's kind of like a love triangle.
There's another one. So, okay. So the king is trying to set him up with his widow's sister. Right?
Well,
because
might-
legit, that's what they would do. They want to resecure this treaty, this ally ship.
What?
So it's like,
what if the youngest sister actually forged an alliance with the Sea Witch to sink the other ship, so she would be the next in line for the crown?
How did she know about the Sea Witch? That's a good one.
Well, yeah.
Somebody confessed it to her before she ate him.
Oh no, that's great, because then you could have her when they're having their little thing. She sneaks off to the ocean and she does a little, summoning, and Ursula
she
comes
could
up.
pour a little vial of something onto the water.
Or she's eating the person's brain down in her garden, and she gets all of his memories from that.
Or maybe she collects sea foam, because the sea foam is supposed to be like the spirit of a mermaid or siren of a mermaid that's passed on.
Just
so
made
if she's like
gets
uses
people's
magic-
brains.
sea foam? I don't think so. But that's getting too close to zombies. Maybe, I don't know.
That's what this thing needs: zombies.
Zombies.
Well,
And D-Day.
the zombies would be all of the creatures that Ursula has captured as those little creatures,
That's a good idea.
right?
So mini
The
zombies.
souls. She's got the souls of these creatures, and they're locked up in.
Oh yeah, a figurehead is a statue.
But you don't want a dude as the figurehead.
Well, the figurehead floats because it's made out of wood, so that's probably not a good idea.
Oh,
Yeah. No, this is like a bronze or marble.
but if there
Bronze or
were
marble.
something you wanted to communicate through a figurehead, it could definitely be on the bottom of the seat too. Or
Wait,
like
what?
if there were a nameplate or something like, oh, it's the family of something.
Wait, what? What are we talking about?
Oh, sorry. Just
Elliot.
thinking about like.
Elliot, you're muted if you're trying to pipe in here with ideas. Or are you in the bathroom piping something else?
Shut up. I'm good.
Thinking, Elliot. Feel better soon.
I'm telling you, dude. Carnivore diet.
Dude, I just don't want to make my chair make noise. Dang it. Also, this is the most ridiculous story I've ever heard in my life.
Well, yeah.
What are you talking about?
You were here for the other live
Genius.
stream, were you?
There's no Dean Cain. I'm not here for it.
It is Dean Cain.
Here's Dean Cain.
is
Sailor is
Eric.
Dean Cain.
Well, I mean, that's
He's
the
not a
first thing you
sailor.
have
He's a
established.
prince.
By
There you go.
default.
Dean Cain is the prince, not the sailor.
I finished my Mary Jane. Maybe I should work on the mermaid.
Wait, do you think,
Or like Prince
do you
Dean
think he's-
Cain.
is
Prince
Dean
Dean
Cain too
Cain.
old to be the love interest for a 15-year-old girl?
Oh, good job.
Well,
Yeah.
she is like she could be
Dean Cain
130.
could be the king.
We're just going to
Yeah,
de-age
that
him.
could be. Mhm.
We could
Gary
de-age him,
Busey
yeah,
can be
is my thing.
Ursula.
We can de-age Dean Cain, no
Sandwich?
problem.
No, Gary
They-
Busey is the king.
You can
Ursula is
de-age
Patton
Indiana
Oswalt.
Jones.
That's true. You can de-age Indiana Jones. You can de-age Dean Cain.
Have a good night.
But that's going to up the budget significantly.
Nice.
Dean Cain is an old prince. Well, his dad is still alive, and his dad is Gary Busey, and he's 120 years old. So,
Comics Bear, you take that back.
the space for rent gotta go. All right. Looking forward to see what this has morphed into in a couple hours. Gary Busey is the mermaid. No, he's Triton. Gary Busey is Titan.
Right, there you go.
Damn it, Ariel! I told you not to go up there.
Everybody up with that.
Or we make Gary Busey Sebastian,
Oh,
who
that.
basically runs around and picks dead things off the sea and eats them.
I really think Sebastian should be played by Samuel Jackson.
Okay. Sebastian Samuel L. Jackson.
Wait a second. Is this actually being recorded, written down?
Yeah, Jeff's writing it down.
Kind of.
Okay.
So as Samuel Jackson, it'll be funny because we'll just have him swear a lot, but it gets bleeped. Like that's his whole.
It just sounds
thing.
like
It's like-
bubble.
He's just bleep 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 bleep.
Okay.
Let's see.
Sebastian.
Let's see. Should I try to start drawing mermaids?
Sure, draw
mermaid?
our Ariel. Our Ariel calling Eric's wife's ship into the sea, into the rocks.
No, what's strange is Becky's been talking about Little Mermaid lately, and all of a sudden you're doing this.
Oh yeah. Huh.
She was showing me pictures of Judy Benson at a convention signing with all these Little Mermaid fans.
You know what's fun is that sirens don't work on women.
Oh really?
Right? That's
yeah,
the
that
lore,
could be.
right? they only work on men. So like she's on board, and like all these men are completely entranced. So she's just getting more and more desperately freaked out.
What's going on
Like
here?
while this is happening, it's like she's like, "Stop! We're staring right into the rocks," and they're like, they're like totally zoned out. Cool. She's just freaking out and panicking and stressed out, and then they die.
I'm like, wait a minute, you can't do this. Maybe that's how people come to find out about the sirens, because they're like, well, it's always bad luck. Whenever there's ladies on these ships, these sirens show up, and then we end up crashing, and they survive, though, because they get in the lifeboat. Like, is it maybe because it doesn't work on them? Like, the ships that just go missing, they're still getting got by sirens. They just don't, nobody remembers.
Yeah. And what if she actually survives on that small, craggy deserted island?
Oh, that could be. I mean, well,
and then she shows up at the end to kill Ariel.
Ah, so she's like a vampire hunter, except sirens.
I mean, yeah, she knows it's Ariel, right?
Right.
She saw her in the water. And she shows back up. She's like, "It's you." And Ariel's like,
yeah, I'm not impressed. My alto range is way better than yours.
Well, Ariel can't say anything. She's mute.
Oh, that's right, because she doesn't have her siren powers, which wouldn't have worked on her anyway. Right. But she'd recognize her.
Right.
And then you'd have a happy ending.
Prince's name. Mm-hmm. What's the prince's name?
Except their child is still dead.
Well,
is that wrong, or does she save the child?
I mean,
or does she not have any children? Is it just her?
Maybe probably the kids would either be with the grandparents on the other side, or maybe with their dad. It depends on how they're moving this around. But I'm okay with if they have children, the children being okay.
No, I think that they leave the kid behind and they all go. The entire family goes on a trip, crash down the rocks, goes down into the bottom of the sea. They get eaten. That's prologue.
They don't eat people.
I had a strange thought while I was downstairs.
Yeah.
This one, Ariel eats people.
Wait, strange thought. That sounds perfect.
Okay. I was just thinking, I remember I saw this one video about Poseidon and Poseidon and the Greek gods, all the gods, like some say, some people in Christian circles believe that the gods were actually,
Nephilim.
Satan and fallen angels, the gods of old. It's like
the Dagon?
Huh?
Was it Dagon? Was that what they're called?
Dagon?
Yeah. When you in the Bible, and they talk about this when people who take over Israel and they bring the Ark of the Covenant and they put it before their statue, and
and then it gets toppled. It gets
it's toppled
God
and it
knocks
falls
it over and then beheads it.
Then beheads it when they try that again.
Yeah.
Right. So I was thinking, it's like, what if the sirens are working for Poseidon, and maybe there's kind of like, okay, this is heretical, or well, it's okay. I could take bad idea for an answer. Everyone makes those. What if what he's trying to prevent is the spreading of the word of God? What if Dean Kane's family, what if they are Christians and they're on a mission to spread the word of Christ to the new world, and it's in the territories in the spiritual domain of Poseidon?
You're taking this movie way too seriously.
Well,
it sounds really cool though.
Okay, well, maybe I'm a serious thing.
It's motivation. It's
motivation.
Great idea, but not our style.
Okay. And so that's why they're, taking down ships and stuff like that. And that character, she's just falling because she thinks these creatures are evil because they're going to take power from their father. But then she learns, she sees goodness, and then maybe you kind of meld it into the story of the girl who wants the soul. It's she sees the word. She sees what what God is and what God and and of Christ, and is just impressed by that, and that kind of creates the
longing for that immortal soul and to
right.
be better than she is or what she was born into being.
Yeah, right. I work with this, but that was what I thought. Okay, done.
That's really cool, though.
Yeah, that could be good motivation. Hey, I think I caught algorithm on one of my videos.
Nice.
Oh, you better get that checked out.
It's got 361 views, which is like 340 more views than the last time I looked at it.
There you go.
Like legitimately, it was at like 20 views, 611 for an hour and a half ago.
Oh, nice.
And then boom, caught the algo.
And it's like, wait,
we
think we know what
this
this
is?
is? Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
I was already playing it. I was already.
Oh, was it the same one?
Oh no, it's not. No, it's not. It's the Little Mermaid one. Oh wait, that is the one.
That's
the one, right?
Oh yeah, yeah, that was the Little Mermaid one.
Yeah, here I'll play it here so everyone can see it.
In case Elliot didn't get to see it.
Yeah, Elliot,
I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm good.
No, you want to see it?
No, I don't. No, I don't want to see it. No, stop it. Oh.
It is a little spooky.
Is this an ad for Timu?
What? You didn't see that coming?
Oh gosh. Oh. All right, that's it. I'm not going to show the whole thing.
That was.
If you want to watch
art.
the rest of that, go to Unapologetic American. You can watch it.
That was art right there.
Right?
I'm not really sure what I saw because it was like breaking up, but you know.
Oh really? You want me to
Yeah.
play it again?
No, thank you. I heard the kazoo. I was like, we got to stop this right now.
Kazoo. Starfire is still belly dancing. I like it.
That's so cool.
Hi.
I don't know what would make a camera do that, but it looks really neat. What's little cockatiel's name? Oh, well, you might be able to hear me, but we couldn't hear him.
You want to see the thumbnail for that video? It's a great thumbnail. Hold on.
It's a great thumbnail. Let thumbnails go.
Okay.
It's okay, Mike. It's okay. It's all right.
That looks sweet, Kevin. I'll let that done.
Here's the thumbnail I made. Come on!
It's lagging.
It says no. That'd be too much like babying myself.
Yeah, I'm not seeing it. It's going. I guess.
Really?
I don't see anything. Yeah, all I see is
the blue screen.
The tunnel. The blue tunnel.
Really?
Uh-huh.
How about I'm gonna go look on.
There
YouTube.
it goes. Nice.
You think I would lie to you?
No.
Oh Lord.
I'm wondering what. Oh Lord. I'm just wondering what.
Nice Photoshop
What's happening
skills
on
there,
YouTube?
Mike.
Oh gee whiz.
It's classic.
Wait. There's like a white guy in the background. What the heck?
Well, that's in Chinatown.
Oh, okay.
This
He
is a
just
different
shot.
protest.
Pelosi?
Where's Pelosi?
What's his
Uh,
name, Kevin?
fine, you guys clearly aren't having as much fun with this as I am.
Oh, he was.
Didn't the movie do bad?
He's really pretty though.
Yeah, that's what the video is about.
Yeah, I think you posted up like something about it.
Yeah, that's what my whole video is about.
Yeah, I gotta watch it.
It's for the first minute. It's that. It's all my edited stuff.
Da-da-da.
I'm gonna send you some WD-40, Elliot.
I don't need WD-40. I need a chair.
Oh,
I think the chair has character.
Thank you. Thank you.
It's like
You're
those
welcome.
old detective wooden desks, or the wooden chairs.
Yeah,
with the
I
leather
said the
seats.
same thing, except
Yeah,
with
see?
reporters.
Okay.
See, it seems.
See,
Yeah.
see, there's a
I'm gonna
common
break out.
wisdom here.
I'm gonna break out some Modelo soon.
Oh,
that's #1 beer in America now.
It is.
It is.
And I contributed to it.
Hey.
okay. Okay, this is what I have so far. Ariel and her sister sit around, seduce men, crash ships into the rocks. One day they crash a ship containing the king and all of his family, save for his infant son, Dean Cain. That's the prologue.
That has not what?
Start of the movie. Ariel and his
work out.
sisters are sitting around on the same rock. They seduce another ship, carrying a statue of a young prince. Statue lands in the middle of Ariel's garden beneath the sea. While she's eating people in her garden, she finds the statue, falls in love with the image of the person depicted on the statue, which is the orphan prince of the dead and eaten king, who is sending the statue as a gift to a princess across the sea that he is to marry. The marriage is a political one to establish the lines between the two kingdoms. The prince then sails across the sea to go marry the princess. When his ship encounters Ariel and her sisters, they seduce all the men, crash the ship. Before Ariel can eat the face off of the prince, she realizes that he's the man depicted on the statue. She saves him by taking him to his destination, but she's still in love, so she decides to forego being a mermaid, substitute fins for legs, and goes to visit the prince. The prince falls in love with Ariel, but this creates a love triangle. As far as I got. Somewhere in there, we got to get Ursula telling. Somewhere we got to get Ursula telling the prince that Ariel ate his family and was going to eat him, but didn't. And the prince now scheming against Ariel, and then falling in love with her again, or maybe she falls in love with him again, or maybe they kill each other.
I feel like
don't
you're
know.
taking liberties with our story.
I think so.
Did I miss something? Did I miss something here?
I think she's eating people. You might want to rule out.
I love it, Jeff.
See, Elliot loves it.
There you go.
Chat, what do you guys think of the story?
I think it's fantastic, as they say.
I mean, what you
I don't know
want
who
to
says
do,
that,
you want to have the audience fall in love with Ariel before
She's eating people. How can she get fall in love?
before you reveal that she's been eating people. Before you reveal that she's a monster,
Dude, anything
you
everything out of the sea, everything out of the sea is out there to kill you.
Yes.
So
but
Just
you
like the
want
woods.
the audience to have the same sense of betrayal that Eric has when he discovers that she ate his kid, his family.
is that the prince's name? Eric? Prince Eric?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't remember precisely
Okay.
if the prince was named or not.
Okay. Okay.
Let me go find my book.
That's when you have to twist the knife. You have to set people up, you have to make them fall in love with the character, and then you realize, oh my gosh, she's a monster. But then she's like of two minds because she's like, no, I was a monster.
Is this when
But
Winnie the
now-
Pooh shows up?
But now I love you and I would die for you. And then his wife shows up and she's like, you will die for him. And then she's like, and then you're like,
Mother
feeling
wrestling.
sad. then you're confused because you're like, she's a monster, but you're in love with her, so you feel just like Eric does when she's
But
lying
she's
in
a
the
monster
floor
with a
in a
heart of
pool of
gold.
her whole blood, and then
Well,
she's like, blood.
if we have Ariel eat the wife, then she can get married to Prince Eric. And we can do that through a mud wrestling scene, because it's water and her legs turn back into fins and she turns into carnivorous again.
All right, Jeff's gone.
So
I like that idea. I like that a lot. We can bring John Candy back.
Maybe at the end of
John
it,
Candy. Maybe we
make
make him Ursula.
recompense for the monster that she had been, because in the end of the, I don't think it's not a spoiler if you tell the ending of a story that's over 100 years old, right?
Right.
Okay, so at the end of the story, she refuses to kill the prince, even though it means her own death, and she casts herself into the sea. She ends up then turning into a spirit of the wind. And
that's dumb.
Well, little wind spirits are allowed to fly around heaven and eventually do enough good deeds that they can go to heaven.
Isn't that
which
so
means she ends up getting the immortal soul that she wanted. So she ended up with the better part of it. So if you had to have her fall at the end of the story, if she were to turn into a wind spirit and they were stranded otherwise, she could fill like the sails of the ship and get them back as like a recompense if you wanted to give her a redemption arc without actually falling in love with the prince. But if you're just
I don't
going
want to give her a redemption arc.
You want her to just be a monster?
Of course.
No, I want it to be too late. She was a monster, but you know, she found that moment of humanity, but in the end, it was too late. Too little, too late.
Yeah, Alpha Proto said that it runs straight into copyright issues with Pocahontas and the Wind Spirit. So
I don't think that quite works. Yeah, she
and
probably,
no. So that's the epilogue. Is like she becomes the wind spirit, and then she goes, and then she, as the wind, Pocahontas is like singing to the wind, and then like she like lifts Pocahontas up off the cliff and throws her on
and eats her
into the water.
Before
she turns out to
eats
be,
her.
she's an evil wind spirit. She just likes to. Then she goes and she becomes a tornado and rips up Dorothy's house, and then
epilogue.
For Zach, she might have turned into Seafoam at the end of the story, but her spirit then went on to eventually find a redemption arc in there. So since
Ariel turns into sea foam, then into wind spirit, visits.
Oh, because she's like a Nephilim. So once her body is once she has no body, she's she's just like a roaming spirit trying to inhabit things. So she can actually possess people.
Okay. So she's a wind spirit. She visits Pocahontas while she's singing. Grabs.
And then we flash forward to present time, and she inhabits the body of a doll named Chucky.
Can she be in league with Cthulhu? May she come from the city of Rillier?
We were talking about Dagon.
I know. That is a Lovecraft story.
So, but anyway, she grabs Pocahontas, throws her off a cliff.
Or as R.C. Sproul said, daggone.
Into the sea and eats her.
And cut scene.
Then finds
Nephilim are demons. So here's the thing about Nephilim though. Nephilim are crossbreeds, and so they can have like human emotion and all that stuff. And maybe they actually had a character like this who was a Nephilim, but didn't know, he was actually it turned into sort of a Hellboy thing where he didn't know if he could be saved, but he wasn't going to give God any excuses not to let him in.
Oh, Zach Richmond said we should include Ghostbusters.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of which, someone put up a photo of Ghostbusters 4 being filmed, and I saw a woman wearing a Ghostbuster outfit.
Okay. Who's the woman?
Blonde lady. I don't know. I didn't recognize her.
The only one that people laughed at in the Ghostbusters reboot, probably.
Kevin
Yeah,
Sharp
Kevin.
says, if you haven't heard, I was shadow banned by Indiegogo. Direct link here. Kevin, why don't you go ahead and put your book up on Fund My Comic too?
Oh, yeah. I didn't know. That might be a good idea.
Right?
Yeah, because they seem to be cool. They seem to be cool.
Mm-hmm.
They are cool.
Fund My Comic, baby.
There you go.
The website, not well, whatever. You know what I'm saying.
So the mud wrestling scene is out.
What the heck?
Okay, so we leave it in.
Well, I mean, she's like, if you turned it into a mud, would she get her fins back?
Yes.
In the mud because of the
Yes.
water, like splash.
Yes.
You get her wet, and she's like,
bingo. And then she attacks and kills the wife and eats her and frees Eric up to get married again.
What?
I don't think he'd be down with that though.
I don't think you know what that word means.
I guess that depends. I guess that depends on the woman he married. It is after an arranged marriage. And she
That's
is
true.
royalty. For all we know, she's got 3 eyes.
No. See, she's actually got just 2 eyes on the side of her head, she's like a flounder.
Like a flounder, yeah.
Yeah, when she's in her mermaid form.
Maybe she's like
No. I'm talking about Eric's wife.
Eric's
the one
wife.
Yeah. I mean, she's royalty. She could be a mutant.
Or
Well,
she
she
might
could
also
also
be
be
a
a
siren.
Or like demon creatures, and
She could be another
decides to
type of
eat demon
Nephilim,
creatures.
right? Another Nephilim from some other.
Yeah, actually, that's not a bad idea. She could be another siren, but from Cthulhu.
That's what I said.
There you go.
See, I'm listening to your advice, Elliot.
Thank you, bro. Thank you. I
Like
appreciate
the fact that you've got that lovely, nostalgic, squeaky chair.
So the whole third act is those two in a mud fight.
Yes. Well, I mean, somewhere in there, I got to have Ursula tell. Maybe we have Ursula tell the.
Well, Ursula jumps in like John Candy in the Stripes, right? in the Stripes, like the mud wrestling scene from Stripes. Ursula is John Candy in that regard. She jumps in with the mud wrestling, and
yeah, that's right, Hellstrom people.
Thank you for helping. See, the audience can really help move this story along. Redoubt Production says, "Hail all! How am I still awake? I have no idea, sir or ma'am. I won't assume you're."
No, he's a guy.
Okay.
I was just on Royce's stream.
You were just on a what?
I was just on Royce's stream with him. A drink with Crazy.
Oh. How did you end up there?
I support his Gilded, and he does a Wednesday supporters stream, and he didn't realize I was on there until he started, so he couldn't kick me off. So
that's how it's done.
I
need to do that.
Zach Richmond says, "We get writing credits for this." I tell you what, Zach, I will never take this video down, and so anytime, when this is a blockbuster film series, a series of films. Now, this is just the first of a trilogy of trilogies, because we have to get all the way to the Chucky thing, which is going to take a long time. Then yes, you can always do a callback and say, "Hey, I was there when." I'm not going to throw you under the bus like Bob Harris stole my story idea, right? So
I'm just saying, I think the Chucky thing is a bit over the top.
What?
A bit over the
Who are
top.
you?
Well, like 9
Just
movies
saying.
in, you could probably have haunted dolls.
Yeah.
Who even
We get
are
to
you?
Ariel 7, the Ariel, I don't know, 7th sequel. We could probably get Chucky in there.
Yeah, it's that one's the Rise of Seawalker.
You caught me off guard with that one. That's ridiculous. And I love it.
Okay. See, Prince
The Rise
secretly
of
falls in
what?
love with Ariel. In fact, Prince is married now.
I don't have any more Love My 17 paper.
Joseph Peck asks, well, what spirit is she supposed to be? The one who gets wings in some sort of Christmas special? No.
No, because
Those
she
are
has to eat
angels.
somebody.
Those are angels, and we're not going there. Memo to the future. You wasted your time. There is no such thing as wasting time in the creative process.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yes, there is.
Yeah,
You
isn't
shut up.
there?
All right, let's see where we're at with Ariel.
Not the water and Chucky and the mermaid.
So Chucky
was-
is the only choice. Well, Bride
I'll
of
be right
Chucky.
back.
We've got Bride of Chucky too.
No, that's true.
Maybe she's just been so lonely for so long, and the only thing she can inhabit is the Bride of Chucky doll. Hmm.
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 I'm not even paying attention to this jibber jabber.
Yeah, you're not allowed to criticize my
What the heck, man?
taste.
What are you talking about? I'm getting ready for this convention, man. I'm trying to put stuff
Yeah.
away.
Oh,
Exciting.
well, excuse me. Are you leaving tomorrow morning?
Yeah, as a matter of fact.
Oh.
Oh, nice.
And you're waiting till the last minute? Dang.
Someone asked me to hang out with them, and that's what I'm doing.
Will
I
we?
do the
Jerk
same
face.
thing.
Okay.
Unfortunately.
Okay.
Oh,
Fine.
I never replaced these. Oh no.
Uh-oh.
I got a bunch of holes in my book. Scheiße.
Like
Oh,
a
well.
sketchbook?
Read out wants to know, am I about to see the remade Little Mermaid get ran over by a boat in Minecraft? No. She's luring the boat to its
It's a cool idea, though.
demise.
That's a very cool idea.
Oh, it's like you can't run over a
That might be a
dolphin.
little hard. I think you just hit the wake
Right.
and go to one side or another.
Yeah.
I don't see why not. No. Sounds-
And then she would take, some sort of a magical item and just gut the boat.
Because if she's going to be some kind of movie monster, she has to be a little bit tougher than a boat.
Yeah,
Sure,
Exactly.
I'll buy that for $1.
exactly. All right, is this movie in the can or what?
I don't think it's close enough yet. Keep going.
Well, do you have suggestions?
Yeah, fool. Don't stop this nonsense. That's what I'm talking about.
What?
What? I don't know what you're saying.
Hey, don't make her black. We're not doing a black Ariel. That's a
talking about?
dumb idea. It'll never sell in China.
I'm just putting in the dark areas and then adding on color.
All right. I'm trying to reach the Chinese audience with this, so no black.
Yeah.
So what kind of hair color do you think would be good?
This is stupid. Mike, you're so stupid.
Like, you so crazy.
Let's give her white hair.
Did you say white?
White. I said
It's
white.
white.
That is correct.
It's like
I said
saying Hawaii.
white. White. To the point of being so white it's blue, right?
Cool. Wait.
The highlights are blue.
Oh, okay.
Jiminy Cricket says, no bracks. That is correct, Jiminy. No bracks in this movie. If you want to sell your movie in China, no bracks.
Oh, we're going there, aren't we? Oh, boy.
I'm what? That video is doing very well.
In China?
In China. No. My video about Asia being racist. It's up to 380 views already. So just believe it. No bracks.
Did
Jimmy,
you
you wanna
include the
come in here
video when
and
they were
defend the
yelling
blacks?
when they were getting off the bus?
Wait, what?
The basketball players were what they were yelling at the basketball players when they're getting off the bus. Did you include the video of that?
No, what was that?
Yeah, clip from last year. Basketball players, American basketball players, were playing a exhibition game or something in China, and people were yelling oh boy, they were yelling the N-word blatantly at the basketball players as they were getting off the bus. And somebody was saying, no, it's another word that means that. They were saying that. I was like,
no, they weren't.
The Bart, the. The die Bart die.
No, my cousin uses that word. And it's they don't care over there.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty crazy, man. It's very
also, you know what it is? It's like, look, if you spoke some different language, you were some other country, and you heard the way blacks on TV talk about each other.
Yeah.
They use that word all the freaking time. So if you're in a foreign country, you would just be like, oh, that's how you say it. That's what you say. That's what they're comfortable.
It was crazy. CNN was bending over backwards to go, oh no, it's another word that means that, and they were going that, and I was crying laughing because I was like, man, they were trying so hard.
What they're saying is that N-word over there.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I don't know I don't know how you could have came to any other conclusion. Man, they were bending over backwards, and all the basketball players are just shooting them dirty looks as they're getting off the bus. Man, it was hardcore.
Yeah, but they're probably all saying it with like these big smiles and stuff. Like, yeah.
No. There was some F words thrown at them too.
Oh, really? Well, that is.
I was like, that's the only thing I can understand in their language. Oh, sorry.
It's like I understood that.
Yeah. The big old F-U. I mean, loudly. They'd like yell that word and then they turn around and they go, F-U, this and stuff. I was like, are you serious?
What you say about my mama?
Exactly.
They don't care, man.
Woo. And I was like, these are the people because it was during that whole controversy. I think like the tail end of the controversy with Nike kind of bending over to China and how the basketball players were, bowing to China, so to speak. And I'm trying to not be vulgar. I'm really trying hard. Yeah.
Are you quite vulgar in your day-to-day activities?
No, but I mean, I have strong feelings about like Nike and
I am
and China and the U.S. and that whole thing. I can understand a business standpoint to an extent, and then
at some point you're selling it.
Yeah, exactly. But the video's out there, Mike. It's depending on your sensitivity, it's quite chuckle worthy.
I just don't want to Google it.
Oh yeah.
Checking your search history.
I know. Oh boy.
I can show you the world. All right. So, anyone else want to pipe in on this story idea? Or are we going to wrap?
I'm not exactly sure where it ends up. So the mermaid is a monster in this story,
she's always a monster. She's a siren.
Right. Okay. So we're keeping with that then. All right.
Yeah,
But it sounds like it ends up
she's a
just being like
siren
a
that falls in
classic.
love with a human and then wants to, like she just like in the original story, she wants to give up her monsterness because mermaids are monsters, right? Mermaids are.
Yes, they are absolutely.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, sirens are mermaids. Mermaids are sirens. Sirens are monsters. They're all monsters.
I wonder.
Well, I did say that the epilogue, and what I saw in the epilogue was Ariel turns into sea foam, then into a wind spirit, visits Pocahontas while she's singing, grabs Pocahontas, throws her off a cliff into the sea, and then eats her. Then the last line is,
but she's a wind spirit.
Well, hang
Eat
on.
her, Jeff.
Then the last line is, then finds redemption.
What? How much did you not like that film?
She found redemption. Hey, what do you want? What do you want from me?
Comics Bear points out that we need to know Little Mermaid's purpose in life.
There you go. That was.
Now here's a question: being that Little Mermaid is a monster that is half man and half fish, is she just as likely to fall in love with a dolphin as she is to fall in love with a human?
Well, dolphins aren't fish.
Well, I don't think mer people are actually fish. They're more
That is
probably
true.
along the lines of half dolphin type.
So do you think there's like maybe a different kind of mer people out there? Mer people?
So we can say whatever we want. But, dolphins do rape each other.
I mean, by the
Whoa!
Not that. I just pointing out a fact of the sea. They're all monsters down there. They're all monsters.
They all float down there. Wait, I think
I'm not going there.
Y'all's is crazy, man.
Indoctrinated our youth that mermaids are safe creatures. I protest. Indeed, right? The mermaids should be like the mermaids in Peter Pan. They're evil.
Oh, that's right. We were just trying to drown her.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a problem if you're a human.
Yeah, just a human.
And it did seem to be like they just didn't quite get. Oh, yeah, no, you can't do that with humans. Nope. For some reason, the fact those legs mean they can't breathe water. I don't know why, but just trust me on this. Legs mean you can't breathe water. Oh.
It's true.
So, are mermaids' nostrils on the top of their head? On the back of their head. Be a nostril on the back of her head.
Michael, you just pushed this too far.
Just saying,
I wonder how that would impact her singing.
Yeah, I don't know.
Their beautiful sound is.
Scash. Well, they might not even have to come to the surface to sing then. They just stick their head kind of up towards it and go.
Nostrils on the back of the head. What is Mike drawing? I'm just pointing out that all the other creatures of the sea who breathe air, their nostrils on the back of their head.
Send me polar bears.
These are mammals living under the sea.
Under the sea.
It would be very difficult for them to breathe. Oh, wait. No, they breathe water. So they are more like fish. Dang it.
Yeah.
This is so confusing.
I guess
Taxonomy.
Mermaid lore is kind of hard to track.
It's a sign of Beelzebub.
All right, so they're not mammals. So, no, they wouldn't go with a dolphin. They'd go with the tuna.
Some tuna, aren't they called tuna?
Yeah, how do
dolphin or
they
something?
poop or anything?
I mean, everything poops.
We're gonna have to figure that out.
Well, the poop hole would be on the bottom side.
Wow.
Well, it
Wow,
wouldn't
Michael.
come out around the dorsal fin area because that doesn't happen in any seagoing creature, right?
I don't know.
I
what
think I'll
to
go
say
with
about
Splash, where she kind of mutates and.
Oh, I think Nolan has something to add to this.
Yeah.
John Wick says dung
Just
hole.
in time, Nolan. Bad timing.
So she doesn't have a nose. She has a vestigial nose. Vestigial nose.
What the
So
heck?
it's really small and cute, but it doesn't have any nostrils.
That doesn't sound
So
cute.
it's like an anime nose, right? It's little,
Yeah.
like the way Matt draws his noses, which he just said isn't cute.
It's cute on not reality, but made.
This isn't reality, Matt. I don't know if you've noticed.
Oh, pardon me. Is this an animated film or a live action?
Is there a difference anymore?
Yeah. It's AI film.
No, we're really gonna film someone underwater. It's like, oh no, Nolan left. As soon as I put him on the spot, and he noped out.
I'll punch your panda.
That's funny. He's like
Running out like that.
Why you oughta?
Wait, what? Kevin Sharp, Alan Davis. Oh, Alan Davis homages one of my splash pages from that series to in another issue of X-Men. Yeah, Alan Davis drew my X-Man costume design in one of those big crossovers, and I was super stoked.
Oh, that's cool.
Awesome.
Yeah, he's one of the best.
Oh,
Alan Davis.
Why did Bitcoin drop? Uh-oh. Now we're talking about Bitcoin.
Yay! I'm so happy.
Good going.
This is the best.
Bitcoin. Oh yeah, it just dropped 3.7% today. I don't know. I haven't been paying attention to the news. We're down to 25,000.
Ooh, somebody mentioned manatee.
Oh, well, there you go.
Barbara Manatee.
Oh, the humanity.
Barbara Manatee, Manatee, Manatee. You're the one for me, one for me, one for me. Sent from up above. You are the one I love.
What's going on?
What the hell?
Don't you all know that?
No.
Oh yeah.
No, and if I did, I was trying to forget.
He blocked it out.
It's VeggieTales.
That's right.
Where is all my stuff, Michael?
What's it from?
VeggieTales.
VeggieTales. I don't know, Elliot.
I never watched that.
Where is your stuff?
I don't know.
Sent from up above.
But that's for little kids, isn't
You are the one I love.
Veggie Team.
Barbara Manatee.
I can't play this game anymore.
Wow, the whole market is dumping except for my Jesus coin, which is up 19% today.
Jesus coin.
Nice.
What?
Yeah. So I invested in this one called Jesus coin because
Because
it's
'Cause
Jesus
Jesus.
coin.
Oh my gosh.
Right.
So I did it just as a lark. So I put $77.78 into it, and that 17x'd, and then it like came down a bit, and I took some of my Pepe profits, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna put 1,200 for the apostles. More. So I put it in, and then it dipped, but then it came roaring back. So my $1,277 investment is currently worth, come on, load, stupid, $3,881.91.
Wow.
And it's like the only thing in my portfolio that's green right now. Everything else is red. Oh, that's not true. I'm not. There's a couple. There's a couple ones that are up a little bit, but it's up 162% the past week. So very strange. Very strange. Zach says, "Oh, that's why this stream sounded so weird. Mike hadn't been talking about crypto." There we go. Joseph Peck knows Barber Manatee. Headline reads: Bitcoin price plunges further post Fed decision. 24K next. So that's the Fed saying they're not going to increase interest rates. Is that the Fed decision you're talking about? I think. Just explain that. Lord of the Beans. Praise Jesus coins this time of year. Well, I praise Jesus, but always bet on Jesus. It's funny. The guy that launched that coin, he renounced the contract, which means it's literally a community coin now. He can't do anything with it, and all of the tokens are on the market. He didn't hold back any. He actually he bought some with his own money early on, just like he's part of the community. But he's the guy. We follow each other on Twitter.
Oh, that's awesome.
He's a full-on born-again Christian, but he wants to just do good with the Jesus community. So
that's so cool.
Lord of the Beans was one of the last good VeggieTales.
Lord of the Beans.
Lord of the Beans, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's funny.
Jesus coin sounds like a televangelist scam. Oh, Kevin Sharp has a Venom versus Spidey up on eBay. Kevin, you want to bring that up?
Oh, yeah.
Or can you not? Can you share?
Yeah. I was throwing it up here. Well, Jiminy Cricket's suggestion.
And has anybody noticed the Rippaverse book, Volume 2?
Yeah, it's doing like what? It's got up to $1 million something right now, something like that.
It is currently at $1.188 million.
What? There's another book now.
Issue 2 pre-order campaign launched yesterday.
Is it like a superhero book?
Something like that.
Is it any good?
It's not my cup of tea.
Well, I mean, objectively, is it a quality product, or I mean
it's a professional product, so if you mean quality by that standard. It doesn't follow any of the standard story beats, but you know what? Not everything does. So if Eric's happy with it, and if his fans are happy with it, that's fine.
That's a great point. That's funny you say that. I was this is a conversation. I was reading. There's a new toy company in the marketplace. This called AWOC, Animal Warriors of the Kingdom, something like that.
Yeah.
And it's really cool. That guy is actually a Christian as well. I talked to him at the show. And but I was reading his comics. I bought the comics online. I wanted to support the toys. Are great. They're kind of stylized, cartoonish, if you will, a little bit. But they're really they're fantastic figures. Anyway, the story I was reading, I was like, you know what, man, it's cool, man. Like I used to like, and obviously I still do. I still kind of look at things that way, that kind of critical eye. But I'm also thinking, hey, man, it's okay if you're doing your thing, you're doing your thing, man. It's, as long as your fans like it, that's all that matters.
Right.
Because let's face it,
those are
man,
the only people that matter, right?
In the very beginning, man, when I go back and look at Spidey and all that stuff just wasn't that good. But it's okay. It was good enough to keep it going into the future. So that's all that matters, right? I just thought it was really interesting.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's a lot of stuff is a matter of taste too. I can't stand Todd McFarlane, not as a person, as an artist, right?
Yeah.
So it's like,
That's awesome.
to me, that's garbage. But to
I totally
Matt,
agree.
it's awesome, right?
It's top tier, man.
It's
clearly
trash.
Matt has no taste, but that's fine.
No, it's top tier. It's better than John Byrne and all those other
Better than
Oh,
Cat.
bloody hell.
Oh,
Get out of
please,
here.
please.
I would never say that in seriousness.
Beat your face.
Yeah, I know.
But
Get on
I
the
gotta
floor
say
and
though,
beat your
his
face
stuff
right
is I
now.
like it because he goes
Hey,
for
look at that.
dynamic and not anatomy, perfection.
What?
You can get the original comic art Lone Star Monster Hunt Kevin Sharp's pencils for the background. Or the
Oh,
back
you're
cover
showing
of
that
the,
too?
yeah.
I didn't know. Oh, okay, cool.
Hey.
Jiminy
Sweet, man.
Cricket.
Well there, kids.
He was quick to type that up, wasn't he?
Krusty the Clown.
I'm not acknowledging you.
380. Is that eBay or what is that?
380 on eBay, yeah. If you're a big fan of Nexus or Lone Star or Bigfoot Bill or the Badger, then get up on that. That's cheap. It's a back cover for all the books.
Cool.
Anything else in here, Kevin? No, just.
No, I'm
here's
just looking
one.
at Vic. Vic says, "Damn, did Kev do that Omega Red when he was 8?" I don't know what you mean by that, sir.
Let's see that Omega Red.
Sir.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Now, granted, I was trying to get back in the groove of drawing. My finger getting used to my medication, but all right. I see
like
you,
it.
Vic.
It's sweet. It looks sweet, man.
Nah, I'm used to Vic. I know. I know where he's coming
That's
from.
Vic. Vic's gonna Vic.
Yeah.
Hey, Zach Richmond, I agree.
No, I take it
Daniel
as good natured.
Jiminy Cricket, showing that he doesn't have good taste either, says, "I like McFarlane and Burns art. They're just different styles." That's fine.
Yeah, two
hey,
different
look,
styles.
you're allowed to have bad taste on my show. It's fine.
McFarlane
I'm not
is
telling anyone
popular for a reason.
that they can't have bad taste and no understanding of structure and anatomy. And
Oh, that's like
Taste.
second. That's second place to great comic art, though.
I don't think so.
Yeah, it's not.
I don't think that's the case, Matt.
Yeah.
I mean, that's an interesting philosophy that's
It's
completely
second
wrong.
fiddle to actual, like, if you can move the reader, emotionally move them with your art. It doesn't matter if you're off.
Dude, I didn't know you put out a CD.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, Kevin, why didn't you tell us about your musical?
Oh, wow.
talent?
While I am bald, that is not me.
That was you from like 10 years ago, and you didn't even tell us. Love is alliance.
Can you sing a few bars for us, Kevin?
Love is.
A few bars. That's it.
You have to buy the CD
Ooh,
and hear
this
the
was
rest.
rare and autographed, Kevin. That's nice. Okay. Kevin Sharp is love. Look at that. Oh yeah.
He's going to be the next Michael Bublé.
Yeah, I got to be careful. I don't want to say anything. I feel bad because I believe he passed away from cancer, so I don't want to.
Oh, the guy right there.
I don't want to be too.
Wait, you
Too
know
mean.
this? Did you have?
You knew that guy?
No.
You knew this. He bought the CD.
I knew there was a country singer that was also named Kevin Sharp.
I don't think that's a country singer.
Huh?
I don't think that's a country singer. He's not wearing a cowboy hat or a denim jacket, and I didn't see any cowboy boots.
Well,
They
that's
would
the
be
more
at the bottom
modern,
of the picture.
the more modern big hat stuff, like beyond Garth Brooks.
Garth Brooks.
Nolan, do you have anything to add to this conversation?
No.
We're still glad you're here.
He's busy
Yeah.
punching pandas.
It's a lady's a jerk.
Kevin, Elliot's busy getting packed up for the big show tomorrow.
Ooh, what big show?
What is it again? Heroes Con, yeah.
Oh.
Heroes aren't hard to find.
Is it
they
for
say.
heroes?
Why, yes.
Do you have to be a hero to be at that con?
Yes. As a matter of fact,
You're
I'm
right.
bringing my cape. I'll be prepared with my
Nice.
cape and all the other jazz that goes along with that.
Will the underwear be on the inside or on the outside?
Always on the outside, as it ought to be. Okay.
I was very tempted to go. Is this the one where Brian's getting together with you and a bunch of other people?
Yeah, I don't know if we're gonna get together. We went to dinner at Joe Fest. It was really fun.
Oh, maybe it was Joe Fest. Well, no, he wanted
Yeah.
to get together with a bunch of people.
Yeah,
from
he's
his
doing
district.
Shiracon. He called it.
Yeah, sure.
He's so stupid. And I was like, all right, man, that's cool. That's great.
It's
Maybe I'll
cool.
be there.
Don't invite me. No.
That's Brian's my dog. Brian's my dog. But you know, I'm
he'll
also
be there
like,
at Heroes Con.
yeah.
Is he in Florida too?
No, he lives in North Carolina.
North Carolina.
Oh, so he's right there.
North Kakalaki.
Kakalaki, yep.
Right over there by our good friend Edwin Boy.
Yeah, I thought he was going to try to go, but I guess he
Just a
cut out.
border away from Kevin.
I know he's
See?
thinking about, but I don't know how if he can.
In a
or
few
not.
hours, probably.
Yeah, it's a little.
Order
It's
in a few hours, probably.
it's a trek for us. The trip to Joe Fest was like a 7-hour drive. So, and I drove both ways, so I was pretty proud of myself. I'm like, yeah, brother.
Oh my
look at it.
gosh. We have
What?
a man from the dead. Art Bell is
What?
here, ladies and gentlemen. He says Micah Smeller is the Man Mountain Marco of indie comics. Thank you. Thank you, Art. I used to listen to you religiously every night until the wee hours of the morning. It's awesome that he's come here from beyond the grave to say hello.
Who?
Art Bell.
Yo.
Who's that?
Good evening,
That
good
guy.
morning, good afternoon, whatever the case may be. West of the Rockies line, call 1-800-449-8255. East of the Rockies, call 1-800-449 something. I can't
So
remember.
that's where you scammed that intro from.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
That's exactly what I was gonna say.
Heck yeah.
Is it telemarketer?
What? You don't
Wow.
know who Art Bell is?
No.
That breaks my heart right there.
Wow.
Maybe Art Bell got sick and tired of interviewing strange ones, and he just went in on the action. He's reaching it out from us from the dead.
No, he kind of retired after his son passed away.
Is it kind of like Tupac where he faked his death?
No, I don't think so. He was an older gentleman. No, he was you ever watch like the Y-Files or what are the other shows where they delve into the quote unquote like pseudosciences and like UFOs and cryptids and all the kind of just weird stuff. The weird.
Yeah.
Art Bell
Okay.
had a nightly show that went like 6 hours every night, from like 9 p.m. to like 3 a.m. where I lived, something like that. And he would take call. It was a call-in show. I've gotten on a couple times. Yeah, and so like people would call in. People would call in with the craziest stories, and then he'd have guests like Michio Kaku and what's that guy that did the remote viewing, and just like all of this like just awesome stuff, and it was just great. You know, you don't believe it. And Art had this great talent for letting a caller or a guest just roll with their story as if he believed everything that was coming out of their mouth, right? So he just kept them going. It was so good.
Yeah, he had this one guy one time.
Hello,
I was
Caleb.
just listening to the other day. He had this guy who was like, "Yeah, no, just I created a time machine, and I'm just having a difficult time getting all the parts." And I'm like, and Art was like buying into it. I'm like, does Art really believe this? This is crazy.
No, he didn't believe
But it makes a great story.
He was so good at making everyone believe that he believed them. Right? It was awesome.
Yeah, because if you stop him in the middle of it, then you don't get a cool story. You know?
Right. You just egg them on. I mean, like, you know, no kidding.
That's
amazing.
yeah.
So what did you do with that? It's like
he's like, he starts talking about the paradox of like, well, wouldn't that, you know, and you start talking like really into the depth.
Yeah, you don't
about
start arguing with a guy when you want to get the story out of him, and then you want to see how well they've thought out the story.
Yeah.
Right. When
So
they're
it's
full of
kind
crap.
like you could just make up fun stories and call in and say, yeah, so here's the thing that happened, and just like go for it.
Yeah, and then he would just keep feeding back into that cycle, and it's good stuff. All of his stuff is archived online if you want to look it up.
So did you get to make up a story for the show?
No, I think mine had to do with whales. It was like they were talking because he would talk about the Bible once in a while. Did Art Bell have a call screener? Yes, he did. And one time he was talking about how like whales were like special creature or whatever. And then I called him and I said, in the Bible, when God gives Adam dominion over all the creatures, like in Genesis, he names all the creatures that he created, right? But then when he's giving man dominion over the creatures, he doesn't say whales. He says whales in the creation, but it doesn't say whales in the dominion, which I always found an interesting loophole or whatever you want to say, right?
Factoid,
yeah.
And then he was like, interesting.
Not Bitcoin whales. Is that so? No, he's like, is that so?
Yeah, look it up.
Art Bell Archives. So you've seriously never heard? Are you just pulling my leg, Matt?
No, I never heard of him.
Boy, you crazy.
Yeah, he's on archive.org, the Ultimate Art Bell Collection. I'm going to put the link in the chat.
I would figure you'd have heard something about him by now.
Yeah, seriously. He's like...
I didn't even know John Byrne Sr. was still alive until I found out he was dead.
What the
John
hell?
Byrne, there's no John Byrne Sr. It's
What the hell?
John Romita
I'm
Sr.
sorry, I meant
he doesn't have any kids of his
John
own.
Buscema.
His stepkid was Kieran Dwyer, though.
Yep.
Yeah.
Penciler for a short while for Marvel.
I was always sad that he didn't draw like his dad or his stepfather. I was like, he was okay though. He did some good stuff, but it wasn't as cool. I would think you would learn more from John Byrne if you would.
Yeah.
If he was my dad, I'd be like, Dad, can you show me how to draw this stuff, please?
You mean John Romita Jr.?
John Byrne.
Okay.
Had a stepson. His name was Kieran Dwyer, but he wasn't as
that's
good
his
as.
stepson?
Yeah.
Damn it, Matt.
I'm
Damn
just
it,
finding
Matt.
out new stuff.
You just don't.
Jeez, Matt. Come on.
All right.
Most notably, he drew the art that had the Super Patriot and the whole U.S. Agent story arc in Captain America. So
Yeah.
Okay, you guys ready? This is Major Ed Dame's first appearance on Coast to Coast AM with Art Bell.
I don't hear
Wow,
nothing.
that's great.
Wait. Let me rewind it.
Yeah,
this silence is exciting.
This is so crazy.
It's building up suspense.
Yeah, it's what I see.
Wow.
Building tension and suspense.
This is
Masterful.
amazing. This is incredible.
Can you not hear it?
What?
I
Nope.
haven't heard it yet.
You can't hear it?
That's why we're mocking you, Michael. That's why we're mocking
Depends on your definition.
I don't
of
like
hear.
any of you anymore.
Dude, you never liked me from the beginning, so
I don't like myself.
This is
I
true.
don't like myself.
Jeff is the only one who feels comfortable right now.
Yeah, I mean,
Like,
it's
yeah,
like
sure.
things really haven't changed. So.
That's why I don't like you. Okay. That's what's up.
We're cool. Okay, yeah, it's cool.
Where?
Or we could do Richard C. Hoagland from Mars.
Did you call me boy?
No, that's too long. Let's do Ed Dames.
On November 28th, Nightline did a show on something called remote viewing, which is
Okay, I didn't hear that.
a expression.
They're called
And
peeping
it
toms.
is meant to mean, I guess, that you can look through somebody else's eyes and, in essence, spy, as in reading their mind. It seemed an odd, a very odd thing for Nightline to do, actually, in view of the breaking Bosnia story.
The bottomless pit. Yeah.
Honorio Hayakawa has
AJ
sent me
on the
a
Y-Files
fact
did a
about
show on
a
that.
man named Major Ed Dames, U.S. Army retired.
Some say CG
And
is the bottomless
he
pit.
helped, apparently,
Quite possibly.
set up the U.S. government's psychic spy operations. And he says that not everything Nightline said was accurate. Not only that, but they barely touched the surface of what really is going on. And here he is, Major Ed Dames. Major, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Can you hear me?
I hear you just fine. You're not on a speaker phone, are you?
I won't be in a moment. How's that?
Oh, much better.
Okay.
Much better. Good. Now, is this roughly accurate? In other words, did you, in essence, help some part of the government help set up the whole operation that is still, I guess, ongoing?
It is no longer extant. I was both the operations officer and the training officer for the unit.
Uh-huh.
It was originally an Army when it evolved.
Very interesting.
In the mid-1980s, and ended up for about 3 or 4 months under the auspices of CIA, but only a shadow of its former self.
Art Bell says,
how did you
West
come
of the
to
Rockies
be
now,
involved,
Miller
if we
broadcasts
might know
from the
briefly,
Kingdom of Nye.
To even begin
That's
thinking
how-
about
that was his
forming this
intro.
do you yourself have some sort of psychic power, or were you simply in charge of the project to gather together those who allegedly did?
Well, I'm about as psychic as a rock.
I see. Okay.
My job at very high levels of intelligence in the
Hey, Fuzzy showed up.
the early 1980s, about 1981, was to orchestrate the penetration of high-value foreign intelligence projects, and to wit, foreign missile delivery systems, nuclear weapon systems, biological and chemical warfare programs to penetrate those intelligence on them. There were some of those targets that, by hook or by crook, using agents or satellites or special operations, in the short of an act of war, I could not answer the mail, so to speak. And so, as a tactical desperation, I turned to earlier CIA studies and the work that was being done by an operating U.S. Army unit using people, natural psychics. Joe McMonagle, who you might have seen the other night on Nightline, was one of those naturals to help me solve problems or give me some type of a handle on the problems I was faced with, very intractable problems.
So, Major, you this idea was birthed from your brain then. In other words, you weren't brought in and sat down by some colonel or general and said, well, here is your next assignment, Major.
Yeah, that was Elliot.
That was not my primary job. I put together an effective operating force, but the unit, in fact, in its original prime form, was already operating in the late 1970s.
What'd you say, Elliot?
Using naturals.
I'll mute myself.
Into something much more powerful later. We can talk about.
Don't let them silence you, Elliot.
What disinformation?
Anyways, we're not going to listen to that whole thing. But yeah, I used to listen to that 6 hours a day.
Don't let them take from you your voice, Elliot. We hear you. We hear.
I want to hear the beginning, though. I wonder if he's got one where it's the beginning of the show. Yeah, here it is, the beginning.
From the high desert and the great American Southwest, I bid you all evening or good morning, as the case may be, across all these many prolific time zones, from the Hawaiian and Tahitian island chains in the west, east all the way to the Caribbean and the U.S. Virgin Islands, south into South America, north to the pole and worldwide on ye old internet. This is Coast to Coast AM. Top of the morning, I'm Art Bell. What do you suppose it would be like to die? What do you suppose it would be like to die, only not quite go on as we all imagine we might, to one's final reward, whatever that might be? I suppose having earned it one way or the other while you were here. Coming up as a man who has done that, only he came back, actually twice. And the medical records all support that fact. His name is Daniel Brinkley. He's a good friend. He's back in the country and bouncing around as he always does. Daniel does a lot of geographic hopping. But we've got him pinned down, at least for this night, in Charleston, South Carolina. And so we'll talk with Daniel about many, many things. What it's like to die, come back, what it's like to have visions, what they mean. Egypt. We'll touch on Egypt and many other things.
Yeah, so I would suggest, I mean, if you just like listening to weird stuff like that, it's I'll probably go back and listen to some of them. Chuck Missler was on one time. They did a whole show with him and who else was on with him? I'm trying to remember. But yeah, he did a whole thing on the Christian perspective of UFOs. Good stuff. Good stuff. I don't know if you have it. Oh, they do have a search.
Oh, there you go.
Stop knocking over my bottles. Go out of here. Get out of here, cat.
No.
Joseph Peck says, Chuck Missler. Yeah, let me get it. Chuck Missler. Sort by relevance. Oh, geez, this thing has a ton of Chuck Missler stuff on it. This is archive. This isn't just Art Bell. Art Bell. Chuck Missler Art Bell. No, doesn't look like it. There must be different archives.
More to explore, I guess.
Anyway, Chuck Missler. I know that name. Yeah, Chuck Missler was a phenomenal. I mean, he's the guy whose information led me to Christ. He's like he was a what do you call it? Engineer, computer engineer, sort of hardware, software, rocket scientist type dude. And he worked with a lot of like government contracts and anyways, that's all just like background stuff. So he's like real like logical type of guy who like gets into all of the nitty gritty and the backgrounds and likes to study every jot and tittle of the Bible. And yeah, his breaking down of like the prophetic and the scientific and medical foreknowledge and all that kind of stuff in the Bible. That's all the kind of stuff that led me to believe that it was written. The Bible was written from outside of time and space. So that's why I became a believer. And it's great because there's a clip. Let me see if I can find it. Which I just dig.
There's a clip with I just dig.
You know what, Jeff?
What?
What?
It sounds better that way.
Oh, that's pretty.
I agree. Did sound very pretty. I hope I'm talking enough for Eric.
Can you hear?
Don't want Eric mad
I
at
heard
me.
a little. At least I assume that's making the car sounds. No, it's not. Look. Oh, there.
What's that?
Through. Well, I like to play through. I'm the same as you. I would like to play through.
Well, optimism is key in all
Are you
areas.
an optimistic?
Here's what I heard. This was a discussion between a Russian military guy and Chuck Missler, who's a Christian. I love Chuck Missler. All right. What did he say? Christian. I love Chuck Missler. All right.
What did he say? Okay, that's a really dumb video. But yeah, so Robert Downey Jr., Chuck Missler acolyte.
Yeah,
Pretty rad.
Becky's dad was really into him too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he gave me some actual he gave me a whole flash drive full of his stuff.
Oh yeah, yeah.
He said, "You gotta check
I've
this
seen
out."
him a couple of times because he
Yeah.
was from San Diego. So
Oh, really?
he did. I saw him at here at a Mission Valley Calvary Chapel, when he was teaching, and then when I lived out in Austin, he and Hal Lindsey came out and did a prophecy conference, and we went and saw him there too. So
Oh, that's cool.
Nice.
Yeah. My Koinonia House used to follow me on the old on my old Twitter account. K House is their Chuck Missler's ministry. And so he passed away, a few years ago, back in May. And but it was just cool that K House was following me because I'm like, I have been following you since 1993. It's 1994.
That's cool.
Art Bell says, I want to hear the Art Bell show my guest called into someday from his parents' landline. It wasn't my parents' phone. It was my own phone.
Was
this
it a
would have been
landline?
like 96 or 97. Something like that.
It wasn't their phone. It was a separate line, man.
He had his own landline.
I had my own landline, man.
Yeah, that's right. That's all they had back then was landlines. Well, they had cell phones, but they were like stupid expensive.
Rich people had them.
Yeah.
Just to show off.
Well, it's almost 10 o'clock, ladies and gentlemen. I feel like we should wind this down. What say you all?
I agree.
Sounds like it. We should probably.
All right.
Sounds good.
All right. Well, everybody, thanks for being
That's what
here.
Mermaid I'm doing.
Aren't you going to ask Nolan
Oh
what
yeah,
he thinks?
let's see that. Let's see the mermaid. Oh, look at that. That's our Ariel. Leading Eric's wife to her doom, or at least trying.
Aren't you going to ask Nolan's opinion on whether we should wind it?
No.
It's 9 minutes. You guys got 8 minutes to 3 hours. Let's do it.
All right. 8 more minutes. Pack it with fun, Nolan.
All right.
Nolan, you're Chinese. Tell us why you're racist.
Oh no.
He's like,
Oh no, you didn't.
Well, racist towards whom?
Basketball players?
Basketball players.
Oh Lord.
I'm racist towards basketball players because they don't let me get a shot off.
Fair enough.
That's a much nicer explanation than what we were talking about.
So this is me struggling through Blender. I'm trying to figure this out. So this is,
you?
yeah.
Oh, that painting?
Yeah, so this is the painting's done in Photoshop. So this is my little ode to AI art. So I have this little girl, she's painting, and then this is Artie the robot. It's like, hey, here's you want to have a brush? He's like, okay. Takes the brush. It's like she paints a girl with the flower. He's like, scans it, and he's like, goes to the canvas and time to paint.
Yeah, that's about right.
But I can't get this opacity thing to work for some reason.
How many fingers does she have? 1, 2. There you go.
There you go. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, that's a nice touch.
Perfect.
That's really cool.
Should also add like a third eye and really distort the lip.
I like how you zoomed out. I like how you zoomed out, and then it's just like, and then now it's just like, I like the motion of the strokes that he's doing. It's not like straight across like a printer. It's just like a wash.
It's like you're washing a window.
Yeah,
Right.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Like you're wiping something away. That is cool.
That's hilarious.
Now, how did you do the little character animations with the grease pencil, or are you importing those frames from something else?
This is entirely done in grease pencil. At least the animation is.
Oh, okay. Wow.
So I don't have it quite down yet. It's a little bit of a learning curve for me. This part I was wanting to see if I could loop it. So like this part where I'm trying to zoom back into them, like this is like a separate layer that I can't get rid of for some reason. I can't change the opacity. I thought I could animate the opacity right here, but for some reason it's not letting me do it. So
what's this app called, or this program?
This is Blender.
Blender.
So they have this option in there called Grease Pencil. It's a tool So, I mean, Amy and Melissa are probably familiar with it, but like if you just zoom out, right, this is
that's
like
cool.
This is the actual 3D, but grease pencil just allows you to, paint on a canvas.
Yeah.
And so
that's
I just go back to the
why?
camera.
But why bother? Why don't you just do it in Photoshop?
It's for compositing, so you can run the images together.
The animation tools in Photoshop are pretty. They're pretty bad. Like I have a couple plugins, but it's not quite because this is all vector actually. So drawing wise, it feels better than Animate or Adobe Animate, which used to be Flash.
Right.
But I don't get any blobbing when I draw with this. Although
it's got good pens.
What's that?
It's got good pens then for drawing. Last time I was looking at it, it was kind of like, oh boy, that's not good. It just seemed like fighting it to get the lines working. But this looks pretty solid.
It's not bad. It's I'm wanting to try this out because I think the animation tools are much better than Adobe Animate. At least the drawing feels better here, and then there's the whole 3D aspect, which I can't model for worth of crap.
Yep. You haven't tried that yet, but once you get used to the basic interface, that'll make picking up other tools and options, maybe a bit easier. Maybe you'll just import like one 3D object. And
so there's these tools here. At least this is the, like it feels pretty good.
Yeah,
and
it's a decent pen.
And that's just the basic ink pen. You can do like a China marker. I don't know how to customize my pens yet, but
can you do fills?
Yeah, so you can do this. So this is kind of cool where like I could draw. Let me just make a new layer. So I can draw on this layer here, right? And go something like that. And then I'm going to have this other layer here. And I'm just going to do a fill with like red and it'll just select it. So these are actually on two separate layers now.
Cool.
Or what I could do is I could do this where I can use the draw tool and I use the fill and I'll draw in the fill, I think. Am I doing this right? No, I'm not doing that right. I think I do it like this. No, that's not doing it. There's a way to fill. Or I think I do it like this. Then you just draw it in.
Oh,
I can't get it. I can't get it to work. But one of these ways, I knew how to do it, but every time I step away from it, I keep forgetting how to do it.
It takes a while to get those things really down. Yeah.
Yeah, like but you should be able to like paint bucket it by just outlining it. So I can just go to like this girl outline and just lasso it myself, and that would be able to do it correctly. Although I can't see it. So this is fill. How do I do it? How did I do that? There might be some glitch happening right now, but
yeah, plain old paint bucket. You got it.
This was the paint bucket, and
that works. Paint bucket works.
Yeah, but
it's got a fancy right.
Oh, there you go. Hey, that's what it is.
Oh,
so look out here. I can just and then you can just paint bucket like that, and then you can change the fill. Like right now they're flat, but you can also do gradients, I think, and then you can do some painting with. And really, I'm not an expert at this. I'm still trying to figure this out.
Yeah, no, you're doing great though.
I think you can go like this, or you could change the different types of fill. Like you can select. I think you can mask it too, like so you can do a clipping mask with the drawings. But the reason why I'm looking into this is more for like the animation part, because I'm too cheap to go get Toon Boom or TDK.
Yeah. I get that. It really depends on what it is you want to do and what you're trying to build. Have you ever checked out Worthy Kids?
I think you guys mentioned that before.
Okay, I wasn't sure because he did a lot of he did a lot of 2D animation on Blender. And then once he kind of got that down, he's kind of like, and then he started working more on building models that could kind of incorporate lines into it, so he could do more camera work and not as many lines. So that's kind of an interesting process. But this looks really good though.
Well, then, yeah. So I haven't done. I was trying to do some trying to figure out a good process for like cleaning up and coloring, but I don't know. That's kind of the issue right now. So
That's it, Nolan. You're out of time. It's 10 o'clock.
All right, cool.
Bravo!
Thank
You did
you.
great.
Thank you. Thank you. I'll be here for the last 10 minutes of the stream. So,
You've been here for like 45 minutes and didn't say anything.
because this guest was talking about Art Bell. I'm not going to interrupt Art Bell.
Oh, that's fair point.
Yeah.
That's fair point. Elliot, Kevin, I can't unmute you, so you can unmute yourself. We're gonna say goodnight now.
Bye, y'all.
Good night, everyone.
I guess Kevin's gone. Kevin's feeding the pigeons. Okay, everybody, say goodnight, everyone.
Night, everyone.
Peace out, y'all.